Good evening, everybody. This is Late Night on Encounters. Encounters, the late night UFO spiritual talk show here on TikTok. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm CmdrAleon, Blue Moon 25, JC, Francini, I think it's Francine, Jan, good to have you with us, Michael Connolly, everyone coming in here. I'm CmdrAleon, host of WESU's Ashtar Command radio show every Sunday morning, 11:30 till 1. And it's also in Chesno. Good to have you with my moderators on here. We'll have probably a few friends with Fairies in Vermont. Good to see you, Honey McReynolds. Welcome. Fire Opal, welcome. It's a Saturday night on Encounters, the late night UFO spiritual talk show. Norm, Dave Briers, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. It's going to be a great show. Good to have you with us again. Friends with Fairies, you were really good at sharing some great information. Tossy Bear, good to see you with us as well. Working Mustang, welcome to the show. Gail, good to have you with us, always. Me Too-43, welcome to our show Encounters. Please share and like. Zags Fan 21, Mex, welcome. David Metal, welcome to the show. All the new people coming in here. This is the #1 spiritual UFO talk show anywhere on social media. So you're at the good place. You're Big Daddy. Welcome. I need to ask a question, please. Yeah, go ahead, Toss Bear. Ask a question. And also, thank you for the roses. JC Sasso, thank you, everyone's on the share. WRT, trying to catch the names here. Thank you for liking, all the new people coming in here. We appreciate it. Thank you for the likes. Please tap that button. We want to get up to 50,000 share, 50,000 actually shares, 50,000 likes tonight, and we can do it. And B21, good to have you with us. Everybody coming in here, all the new people, please share with anybody you know that's on TikTok that's interested in the subject. Mystique, welcome, Mystique. Marinee, my other moderators here. So our moderators are coming in. Michael, welcome. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. I haven't been on a while. Good to see you. Good to see you, Failed Cap. Welcome. Good to have you back with us. And for just people that are new to the show, I'm a contactee since the 1960s. For new people coming in here, I had my first contact in the mid-60s with space people that were human like us, very beautiful men, women, and children in a flying saucer-type craft that was hovering outside a cul-de-sac where I used to live. And they just were just beautiful beings, and they were telepathic, and they had told me that I wasn't from Earth, and I never forgot what the ship looked like, what the people looked like, and that was going back probably mid-1960s. So not only a contactee, I work in cosmic Christ consciousness. If you're not familiar with what the word means, I work in a very high level of consciousness in a Christed level, and I'm also not from here. I'm from Mars originally. I came here on mission to Earth, so you'd be considered what you call a starseed. I'm glowing again. Okay, I'm going to turn something off here and see if that stops the glowing. I think I know what's causing it. And let's see here if I'm still glowing. I guess I am still glowing, huh? Yeah, I guess. Huh, that's interesting. Deborah D, am I still glowing? Because last night I was glowing. I am still glowing. I turned a light off that had a crystal behind the chair here, but I can see, yeah, there is still that energy coming in. Well, I can't do anything about it. It started happening last night, the glowing thing, and I've been trying to meditate on this. It seems like a radiant energy is coming out of my body that I've never experienced before. So I guess I have to just figure this all out. It's this energy that's just coming out. And yeah, it's still there. You know, I have no lights on, no effects on or anything. Wow, this is really crazy, man. Oh, man. Yeah, my whole aura is like just coming all over. Now, when I have my hand away from the screen, I can see nothing. But on the camera, it's showing the whole thing coming out. It's really crazy. This started happening last night, folks, on my show. And it's just like unbelievable. Tucson, good to have you with us. Always awaken now. Welcome to the show. So if I'm glowing on this TV show on Encounters and you see my energy glowing, I didn't make it happen. I didn't even ask for it to happen. It just is happening. So right here, you can see the blue. I'm going to stop doing that. Anyway, I'm experimenting to see what's going on. So I guess you're not going to say. Tossy Bear, let me go back to your question. I got hung up on the glowing thing here. Let me see. Let's see, Tossy Bear. I'll go back. I'm going to find your question if it's still there. I have to ask a question, please. Okay. I see you say I have to ask a question, please. And let's see. I'm CmdrAleon, the host of the show. What is the question, Tossy Bear? I'm going to try to answer the question, but I don't see the question. The air is magnetic. Good evening, Commander. Your hands were blue last night. Yes. So I guess, so Tossy Bear, ask me the question, because the question didn't show up on my screen. Ask me the question. UFO, UAP, Skyscanner, welcome to the show. Tracy, welcome. And Tossy Bear, I'm waiting for the question. I should be able to see it on here, unless the government or somebody's playing games. Coyote Pass, welcome to our show. Big Girl Storm, welcome. Everybody, welcome. Tossy Bear, I'm waiting to hear from you. I'm focused on you. So if you can give me John Moore, welcome to the show. But I'm waiting for Tossy Bear's question. Daniel Henry, welcome to our show. Do you feel any different? I haven't really absorbed whether I feel different. Handy J, welcome. I'm trying to figure out. Meowser, welcome to the show. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with this energy thing on my show. Saint, welcome. Kristen, Texas, welcome. Crazy Horse, thanks for the likes. So with all this stuff happening, with all this energy coming out of my body here, I've really, I guess I'm doing a show with radiant color coming through, so I have no control over that. I'll just have to integrate that and understand that something's going on. I have a feeling that the Ashtar Command has amped up my body for whatever reason. I was discussing this earlier with somebody, and I think they've actually activated something in me that even activates more energy from me. So I'm really tuning into that a little bit. I'm still going to figure it out. In the next 24 hours, I'll know. But there's some sort of energy thing going on here. And people, I am not doing anything other than being who I am. So they're gifting me or doing something and elevating my energy frequency or vibrational patterns. So if I do something, you're going to feel it. And I would imagine I don't have to do too much. It's affecting the screen. But if I just go like this in the screen and send energy out to everybody, I think automatically you're going to just feel it. They did something here where my whole body is, now in this room, looking at my body, it looks normal. When I'm on the screen, that energy is just coming right through. It's pretty amazing. You're turning into light. Thank you, Tossy Bear. You're not answering. I'm still waiting for the question. Do you feel any different? For whatever reason, I can see you saying I'm turning into light. So I hear that. But what's the question? It looks like TikTok's letting me see part of your question. I see you saying you're turning into light. I got that, Tossy Bear. And then the next sentence, it says, your commander, you're not answering. So I want to get the question. And it's evidently either TikTok's blanking the question out or something weird's going on. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show, SS Words. Welcome. Mystic Maven, welcome. Karen. And Tossy Bear, right now, type the question in. I want to see if it shows up on my screen. If it doesn't show up on the screen, something weird's going on. Okay, I am Light is saying Jay and Moses never existed. Jesus and Moses. Okay, are you asking me a question whether Jesus and Moses existed? Well, I'm not much into the religious things on earth. Now I understand the question. Jesus, the Christ, does exist. He's known as Sananda off planet in the galactic levels. So Jesus Christ does exist, but I'm talking from a very cosmic understanding and galactic understanding of Jesus. So I do see your question. Moses, I don't know, only what I see on Hollywood movies about Moses and interpretations about this Moses. I've never really focused on Moses. That's not my mission work. But Jesus, the Christ, or Sananda, is a galactic being of light. Linda Lovely, welcome. So to answer your question, that's what Jesus is. The earth-based representations of Jesus on earth are based on earth-based 3D religions that limit the understanding of the true Jesus, which is not one on a cross or one with thorns in his head. He's purely a light being with radiant light. And if you were to see him, he has no beard. The Jesus in the radiant form is very pure energy, pure light, a radiant being. I hope that answers your question. Hello, Commander. This is UFO UAP Skyscanner. Oh, good evening. So to answer your question, I hope that does answer. Mayweather, welcome to the show. I know we're going to have some great people on tonight. I have no idea who they are. So Tossy Bear, thank you for that question. So now, hopefully you have a clearer definition what the real Jesus is, which has nothing to do with the earth-based religious teachings on here and with the statues of him on a cross in every church in the world. That's not what happened to Jesus. Jesus is alive and well as a cosmic galactic representation of the multiverse, of the many galactic forces of light. So, to give you more. Robin, welcome. Gonzalez Barrios, welcome. Johnny Miller, thank you so much for the heart. And please go to my CmdrAleon 2022, my main profile page. I'm asking people that can and have been blessed to go to my Venmo account. It's a quick way to support the work we're doing. Become a subscriber. If you become a regular subscriber, that funding will go towards night vision equipment for our Ashtar Command C5 group here in New England. We're looking to buy another set of C5 equipment, what are called military goggles. We'll be using that with a group of people so we can share the goggles with our group so everyone can see the cloaked spaceships. The night vision equipment is really important. So that's really, it's confusing me. It's confusing me in a different way. So let me put it this way. Earth-based religions is what you've been used to on this earth, Tossy Bear. Earth-based religions tell you this is the way it is. And a lot of that information is not true. So I tell people, throw away your Bibles or whatever. Just get them out of your head. Start looking at the cosmic picture of Jesus. And if you look at the cosmic Jesus, it's a way different picture than what has been taught in churches and other types of religions in this planet. Jesus is not cloaked and is not, how should I put this in words? Jesus is not owned by any religion. They try to own Jesus and put him in their interpretation, that he was on this cross and that he had these thorns in him. But Jesus is a cosmic being of light. Jesus is a representation of the very best forces of light. He came on a mission to Earth, just like any starseed. He came here in the time period to be a starseed to help Earth. He went to India, the lost teachings of Jesus in India. He went to what is now North America. He met with the indigenous people in North America. You don't see that in the movies about Jesus. No, you never do. All the movies about Jesus in Hollywood are based on a 3D lie that has no truth to it. So, not to confuse you, but to allow you not to be confused, look at Jesus as a cosmic representation of the highest levels of light, and you'll understand. Stacy Rona, welcome to the show. Everybody coming in here. Power Mac, welcome. Good to see you again. Everyone in here, please share and like. And also, I ask that you gift us. That's another quick way of helping what we're doing here. all the work we're doing with helping people. And this show is not just about UFO sightings and your visitations, but I do read energy with guests on here about their stories. And I've actually helped many people over the last number of months on here that needed some help in clarification of what their encounters were about. And many of you have seen that here. We don't read cards. We don't have a crystal ball. None of that. On this UFO show, we really get into a deeper meaning of the things that are going on. The sightings that are happening are very important. I've got 2 more videos I haven't posted yet that are really, really good. And they'll be posted tomorrow at some point. You'll see some more UAP videos that we'll be posting on YouTube and on here on TikTok. I'm also interested in people's real experiences. I want people who've had experiences with non-terrestrial beings to come out of the closet. If you have over 200 followers now on TikTok, which back then when I came in last year, you had up 1,000 followers, but if you have 200 followers, you can come on my show and we'll do an interview with you. If you have 1,000 followers, you can do just not just the audio segment, but you can also come on and turn your camera on too. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Megan Gray, did you see the video UFO God had of the hundreds of, I don't think I've seen that yet, but I'll have to check it out. And I'll check his channel out when I'm not on. I've been getting so many messages from people. I'm trying to catch up. I've been catching up pretty good. So I am looking at some of the UFO footage that people are showing me. And there's some really interesting stuff going out there. So we're really interested in people's experiences. Hopefully our co-host will be on tonight. And of course, we have the apple cider. We ended up buying 2.5 gallons of apple cider from our local apple orchard. So we're stocked up for the show on apple cider. For anybody who's new here, we like to drink apple cider on the show. I do have a guest request. Let me see who that is. Oh, Tossy Bear. Okay, Tossy Bear, you can come on directly. Tossy Bear, welcome to the show. Tossy Bear? Are you still there, Tossy Bear?
Hi, I'm sorry. I'm driving down the road.
Well, we got you on here. I didn't realize you were able to go on live, so I just put you on now.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
I sure can. So I was trying to answer some of your questions, but now it's better because we can talk right on the show.
Okay, I've got 3 major questions I seriously need an answer to. 1.
I'll answer every one of them.
When I was in the hospital giving birth to my last daughter, the doctors took my adrenaline fluid, my spinal fluid. How does that affect us? Does our spinal fluids grow back? I mean, they took a bunch.
I don't know how that does. I'm not really much of a medical person, so I'm going to be honest with you. Most of my knowledge and my information that I get is mostly galactic in terms of my knowledge. There might be people in here that might have a better understanding of that, but that's not something I really understand. I wish I could give you an answer, but I'm not going to make up.
All right, but that's our Kundalini. That's our spinal fluids. I didn't know that back then, but I do now. And I'm wondering if it's going to affect my ascension. Because, I've been meditating. I'm starting to get my third eye to open. I can feel it. It's starting to open. And, I'm finally getting there. And
now I understand it better, what you're saying now. That I can relate to. So, essentially, your body, as you are changing in frequency, the vibrational patterns of your body will adjust your body in different ways. So the body that you're in now, you're in your physical body form, will actually elevate to a different frequency. So you might see some shifts in the way you feel, in the way you act, in the way you think. So I understand now by the last part of your sentence a lot more of what you're talking about.
I need to get around some people that's more like me, man. I am so alone here in Iowa. Nobody else is even close to knowing any of this, and I feel alone. And it's like, I feel like I'm in the midst of millions of people that is draining me to be like them, overpowering it and coming in and out. It's weird.
Well, here's the answer for you. There are people in Iowa that are light workers, that are starseed. You just haven't met them yet. You've only seen people that are a different way. I would bet you there'll be people in this broadcast on my show that are from Iowa, and you can connect with them. If you find somebody here from Iowa, get to message them, connect with them, get to know them. That's part of what we do here. We want to get everybody connected all over the world on the show, to realize that they're not alone. They're not separate. You're never alone. In many cases, once you learn more about contact and connecting with your star family, they will come they will come in a non form, which they will come very gently into your where you live, so to speak. I'm trying to think of the word I want to say. They'll come into your energy field, but they won't say, here we are. They'll do it gently, and then when you're ready for it, your star family will connect with you. And as you do meditation, one of the things that I teach people in my classes is to ask in the Christed levels of light to connect with your star family, that you're ready to connect with your star family. When you feel like you're really ready, don't think about doing it. Your 3D mind will say, oh, I don't think you can do this. If you connect with your higher self, that's your doorway to your star family. Your mind isn't. Your higher self is, always. Do you understand?
I'm starting to understand it all. It's like I'm starting to enlight. I just have an awful lot of other frequencies that are affecting me in and out.
Right, but you can control the frequencies. The thing you have to learn is you control the frequencies don't control you. So if you have 3D frequencies interfering with you, all you have to say is, I no longer wish to have these frequencies bombarding me. You put an energy field around you, you control those frequencies like a bubble of light. Just imagine a bubble of light around your body, and those frequencies can't penetrate into who you are.
I know it's starting to trip me out because I'm starting to affect people around me, and they start in on certain things, and I look at them and say, we ain't going there.
Yeah,
just turn it. Like my sister, she's always negative, and I got her positive for a change, and it's like, wow, this is working.
Yeah, you just have to realize you are a star being. You're waking up into another reality of who you are. And as that continues to do that, as you continue to do that, as you get yourself focused, like if you're one of my classes within a 2-hour class, by the time you get out of there, you'd be a totally different person. Because what I teach people is I take them on journeys off planet to a golden ship of light. They come back, they have to keep a journal. They come back with the journal, they write down everything they experienced. So what you need to do is on here, you can connect with people that might be in Iowa. I'm sure we'll have some people in Iowa or whatever, and you can make new friends here on the show and get to know each other. And that's what it is here. This is definitely, like Cheryl says, like a family here. The whole concept of my show here on TikTok is to do what I do as a spiritual UFO talk show, the only #1 UFO talk show, because I'm a talk show host on radio for 20 years and a contactee. And from Mars, there's a lot of things about me that's multi-layers of cosmic things about me that I share, because I can talk about many different things on the cosmic realm without having any problem with it, because I understand all these different things. And I listen to people's stories. So I want to help you as much as I helped the person that had a visitation last night by someone from the Sirius star system or something. I can tune into any level of cosmic consciousness to help somebody. And that's what I do in many levels.
Yeah, I'm starting to learn not to say this to many people, too, because I already got called crazy because I told them I wanted to become a light.
Well, the people that say you're crazy, you should take that as an honor. I'd rather be crazy than be asleep and a robot. And you say to them, next time a person says you're crazy, say, well, how's it feel being a robot? And they'll say, what? How's it feel being a robot? Being just a robot that does everything you're supposed to do. And now you're a robot. How do you feel being a robot? Speaking of things, we have a rabbit in here from Florida who can speak English, and his name is James. Hey, my co-host.
Everybody, let's hit that like button. TikTok, it's SATURDAY night. SATURDAY night. All right, everybody, it's Encounters with CmdrAleon.
And you know what,
we gotta have an intro for you.
We do have the intro. Ever since last night, with this whole thing with my radiant color thing happening, it's happening again tonight. Did you notice the colors?
Yeah, now you're red and pink.
Yeah.
Did you see my moon? Arion, check out my moon in my profile. I caught that live, man. I was delivering some packages, and the moon had a planet under it, glistening with orange. And you should see my picture when I took the picture, the beam of light coming off the moon hitting the planet. I mean, it's awesome, man. You should see it. I don't. Nobody else caught that in my profile. It's in my pictures. Check it out.
We'll have to check that out. But what we have going on, Toasty Bear, was last night. I think it started during the show or latter part of the show. It was like all these colors, and tonight I'm thinking I'm going on. I'll be normal. There'll be no physical difference. I'll be just a normal face or whatever. But no, I mean, there's all these things happening. And I'm still trying to absorb information about it and meditate on it. And I'm going to do a little bit of that tomorrow. Now, so people are seeing on the screen that I have a different color to my energy, and I am not creating. I mean, it's just happening.
You're starting to turn live.
Yeah, it's like the contrast has gone. Like, in the old TVs, you change the contrast and they turn pink. Now, let me ask you a question, Commander. Do you think, now, I'm not trying to speculate here, but I like to go down the rabbit hole.
I know you're going.
The other night, Yui had Friends with Fairies in the live, and she recognized and probably helped invoke that entity that you have, the Earth-based being that you have in your house that keeps on, poking his head out. And maybe now that he's in the room with you permanently, since then, your color's been off. So maybe the camera is getting some of that energy feedback.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who knows?
I can't speculate too much. I just can say that I know what's happening. And the reality is, different nights. I guess I'm different colors of radiant light, and it's just very interesting. And being the man from Mars, that says it's really red tonight, Mary says. So, the man from Mars.
Looking red.
I can't fake
this. How would we change the contrast? I don't even think he could change the contrast because he has all he has is the green screen on. And when he turned the green screen on, he was still red. He was still red.
Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it. I don't want to get too fixated on it. But
whoa, look at that
thing is happening. Thank you, Victor. So I guess it's part of the command. If I tune into CmdrAleon for a moment, and I'm going to ask, what I did find out just slightly is that they said, thank you so much, that they're amping up my vibrational frequency. They're doing some adjustments within my cellular structure, and it's making more of the energy of my star beingness come out into the physical, if that makes any sense to anybody. So I'm going to have to get used to it. As long as it's not happening when I walk in the street and people say I'm glowing going into a supermarket, if that starts happening, I don't know what I'm going to do. But right now, I'm just, I thank them. I feel blessed. Whatever's happening here is happening for a reason. I'm just blessed. I just feel blessed.
Hey, I'm getting a lot of feedback. Are you getting feedback?
How do we become a warrior?
Feedback? Toasty Bear is driving in a car in Iowa, so we could be hearing the air from the car.
Okay, yeah, it went away. It was probably on my end.
Okay. So, not to get too fixated on this thing happening with me, I'm really more interested, and it's going to still happen, I'm sure, I'm interested in people's stories, like Toasty Bear, I'm really interested in people out there. Johnny Miller, Jay Niner, thank you for all the gifts. And I really encourage people to gift me if you can. If you've been blessed with the ability to do so, please do so. Please go to my CmdrAleon 2022, go to my
Hey,
Venmo, and you can do my
Tossie.
cash app.
Tossie Bear, NAFX is in Iowa too, so there you go. You got a new friend.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Jay Niner,
How
for the
would they
room.
get a hold of me?
They
They're
just have
gonna
to message
they're
me.
gonna add you. They're
They add
gonna
you as a
add
friend, and
you,
you add them as a friend, and you can message
and
each other.
then you can message each other.
Okay. Well, I do work, and I'm working 10 to 10, or sometimes up as far as midnight. So.
Oh, look at that boat. We're up Poops Creek. Sorry.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Thank you
You
so
saw the
much
boat? We're up.
for the
Go
boat.
down by the river.
Thank you, Daily Vibe.
So who is this person again?
The name is NAFX, is the person there in Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah. So you can connect with each other. Just use your messenger. You can message them, say hello, they can message you, and become friends. Press your friend button for them. They'll press the friend button for you. There you go. So you're watching Encounters, everybody, and we're talking about your UFO encounters, ET visitations. We want to hear your stories. Say again?
Commander, are you hearing people's voices?
Leon, I was wondering one more thing, too.
Oh, thank you for the hat. Go ahead. Go ahead, Tossy Bear.
Leon.
Yeah, I hear you. Go ahead with your question.
Okay. Part about I need you to find out if you find any, even on Ash.
Okay, you're breaking up in your car. We're having problems hearing you, Tossy Bear, on the show. Are you still there? Hello? We lost her. Tossy Bear, we'll bring you back. I think you're in a bad spot on the road or something. So we'll bring her back. So we're here on Encounters, and I'd like to hear some stories from people that are happening now. Thank you for the glasses. And also any of your ET's visitation stories with star people. I know many of you out here have probably had encounters. I'm pretty sure of it. And it's just a matter of you coming on. If you have 200 plus followers now on TikTok, I can bring you on live, at least on audio. And that's great. I'd love to hear some stories from people. If you have 1,000 followers, I can bring you on audio and on the video part of your screen as well. So those with 200 plus, just have to press the guest button here and we'll bring you on. Let us know if you want to come in here. We'd like to hear from a lot of new people. And we want to hear your stories tonight from all over the world and all over the country, or wherever you may be. So welcome.
Welcome to the show. Love and light
and
to all. And the apple cider is flowing.
And later on, towards the end of the show, thank you for the hat, Johnny Miller. I will be showing you two new crystals that are going to blow your mind. And that'll be later on.
Somebody in the chat mentioned Shy, and unfortunately, we're not going to be hearing from Shy for a few weeks. She's going through a move. She's transitioning. She's got a new position with higher clearance, which is good, but she's pretty busy.
Yeah, there's a lot of things she has to do. And Oma Gruel, I think it is. Omer Gruel, welcome to the show. Yeah, Shai is going to be on with us in a few weeks. She'll be back. She's getting settled into a new level of high cosmic secret clearance. And but she will be back. And we just told her, take your time, get settled in your new position, learning what you need to learn. And when she comes back in a few weeks, she'll probably have tons of information to share with us. That's certainly cosmic top secret, and I'm pretty sure of it. So
and she does share a lot of information, but I rather her come on and share with
we don't want to do
people. She does a better job than verbalizing it than I ever would.
And even if I convert, well, we both can verbalize it, but the thing is, she really is the one who needs to be able to speak of it. So when she comes on, she'll tell you all the shows are recorded. So when she's on, these shows are recorded and they're put on my YouTube channel on Ashtar Command Spaceship News. Also, that's part of my encounters area, so you'll see the shows on there. If you miss any shows when I'm shy, she'll be on my YouTube channel and also on Facebook. So no worries. Thank you, Susan. That's beautiful. Now that feels like I'm in outer
Wow.
space. I'm in shooting stars. Man, you
That
can't get any
almost
better
made
than that.
Commander's color go a little lighter.
I can see the color, the variation of color. I'll take my glasses off here. And I don't want to get really too fixated on this, but for some reason, since last night, I've been meditating, trying to figure out what's going on with the screen, and I'm not touching anything. I'm not trying to change colors on the screen. I've touched absolutely nothing. But this is all happening. This energy is just radiating out of me on the screen. So I'm just going to go with it,
I know you don't want to be fixated on it, but between the glowing and the falling asleep, we're getting a nice dossier on Commander. When
Yeah,
we
the
have
falling
the
asleep,
roast
that
of
was
the Commander, it's going to be great.
yeah, and that's falling asleep when I got the TikTok the other night where I wasn't sleeping and nobody can hear me. That was the weirdest experience I've ever experienced, and I think
Now,
that could have been government.
did you go back and look at the YouTube to see if it was the full show? Because
No,
remember,
we have
on our end, it was full.
yeah, it was a full show, which is more important than anything else. The whole show is in there, so anybody on YouTube that went to YouTube can see the whole show. That was a couple nights ago. Yeah, it was the whole show.
Hey, who's this?
It just happened
We
on
got a
here.
new guy in here, Sofa King. I know where we're trying to go with that, but I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to call him Sofa King. Said they had
Sofa
a
King.
story. Do you want to join us, Sofa King? He looks roasted now. Sofa King, you want to join us and share your stories with us?
They would love to hear it right here on the counters. This is number one UFO spiritual talk show. Sofa King We. Ha ha.
Yeah. We're not going to say his name the way he wants to say it.
Right. Used sulfur seller. Oh, used to sell sulfurs. Okay.
Hey, that's a big business. That's how Gary V got started.
So,
Christy, your first
Christy,
gift.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And people, please subscribe. We have 28 of 100 subscribers. Some of the people lost their subscriptions. They ran out. So we need our subscribers to resubscribe. I don't know if TikTok sends people a message that their subscriptions are running out, but please resubscribe if you don't know your subscription is running out. That will help us towards the night vision equipment for our C5 group here in the U.S., here, our Ashtar Command C5 group. And we are, certainly interested in hearing your stories here on Encounters. A lot's going on. There's a lot of increased activity around the planet with actual spaceships. Let's see here.
Whoa!
Money Gun, J9er, thank you. Okay, let's see here.
Oh, I think we scared him off of the chat. He's not in the chat anymore.
Okay, oh well. I did friend them, so we'll see. So if you want to come on the show, my name is CmdrAleon. I'm talk show host for WESU FM Sunday morning show, the Cosmic Eye Astro Command Radio. Victor, thank you for the gifts. We appreciate all the gifts that are coming in tonight. You folks are beautiful. We love you all, all of you out there. And the thing is, there's such an increase of sightings. Some of the videos, the latest video I posted shows a circular donut type
Oh,
spaceship. It's on my
have you
Astro
ever
Command
seen
spaceship.
anything like that?
Kit Kat, thank
Yeah.
you for the hat. So I want to explain something about this craft. I posted both videos on together, so you'd see two different videos that the person took, and this is only a couple of days ago, actually. But in the video, you're seeing the way this UFO is spinning around. It's a very highly advanced type of craft. So it breaks all the belief systems of what a spaceship should be. And when you see the video later, if you haven't seen it yet, it's going to blow your mind. It really will. I
Commander,
guarantee
I
it.
never saw anything like that before.
Did you watch the video?
Oh, I watched it. I tried to scrub it. I tried to see if it was fake, and man,
That's real.
that thing was zooming.
Yeah, that's real. I mean, you know me. I never post
You could
anything. I
even see
examine
in the
every video.
camera. You could even see in the camera movements how. I mean, if it's faked, they did a heck of a job because even in the camera motion, it is stationary. It's not
Yeah,
like it's moving or shifting with the camera.
yeah. No, it's very much
Yeah,
incredible.
you
I
can
think
shoot
I
it all
might
the
have.
time.
I might show it on here if I don't know. I think I put it on YouTube. I'm not sure yet if I've been posting on YouTube a lot of UFO videos too, on my page. So I'll have to check that out. Maybe later if I have it on there, I'm going to show everybody on here the donut UFO or the UAP, which is really impressive. I've heard about UAPs that are the donut type for decades, and I've never really seen one, but this was pretty impressive. It goes against all the 3D understanding of the way a spaceship should look. So people have to understand. Let's talk about that for a minute. That your concepts of reality about spaceships are based on what we've been taught in schooling. That spaceships are all pencil shaped, Earth-based technology, space station, whatever, stealth bombers, reverse engineered technology. That's the understanding that you're given up front. But from a non-terrestrial point of view, extraterrestrial galactic civilizations have all kinds of spaceships that completely would actually blow your mind. They're not all metallic spaceships. Not every ship out there is metallic. Not every flying saucer is metallic. Not every galactic civilization has the same type of spaceship to get from one place to the other. Oh,
Now,
thank you, Jake. Thank you so much.
do you think that was a light outside of the craft? Or if that was a craft traveling in a synchronous circular motion?
I think that could have been the light. That's a great question. When we talk
Because it
about
looked
donut,
clear. It looked clear straight through. It didn't look
it is. It
solid.
is clear. It's a donut-shaped craft. What the donut-shaped craft is, and from what I understand years ago, is that the actual craft, if it were to hover, the inside of what you call the ring would be where the space people are. And from the perception of a human being, the reality of the ring is, how can anyone be in there? But if you were taken inside the ring, it's way bigger than our perception of reality is. So again, this is getting away
Right.
from you know how we think in a 3D linear time frame on Earth? People do. If you get away from the 3D linear time frame, you'll see that that circular donut type shape is actually a craft that's very advanced, very highly advanced, and that what if you were taken into that ship, inside would be way bigger than what it looks like on the outside.
Like
Sometimes what we
opening
perceive
a
on the
door in Willy Wonka, and like it's a
yeah.
small door, and then boom, you go into this big room.
Right. Like you go into Willy Wonka's chocolate factory, it's a small door, but when you get in there, it's way bigger than the small door. So that's a great way of putting the analogy with a ring type spaceship that, you're saying, well, how can I get in there? If that doorway is open to go in that ship, you can go in there and you're going to see a whole different perception of reality because the ship will be way
Yeah,
bigger
like
than
Doctor
what people
Who.
know. Like Doctor Who, yes. You know, so this video I would recommend later on, or to when I'm not on, look at the video. It's going to blow your mind. Every video I've posted for the last year and for many years before I was on TikTok, I've been posting. I was always posting videos. I still am on Facebook, on my Astro Command Spaceship News there, and also on YouTube. So here you're seeing tons of great video, and that my background is to study this. So when I get video, I study, absorb it, look at it, review it. I look for anything that might not be right, but I know right off the bat if it's a real video, I will post it. I know that with a nanosecond. I don't even have to do anything. I know it's not CGI. So I'm able to post those things. So it's pretty amazing. Skip to Grace, we have to bring her up.
He says,
Good to have
"Happy
you, Skip.
Equinox." I got to tell her when she comes on. I'm going to tell her a weird little story. since she mentioned happy equinox. Hey, Grace.
Hello, Grace.
Hello, hi.
Grace, you're beaming in on our program. Welcome.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I love the new look,
What's
Commander.
the new look?
A new look at my energy on my face.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never going to
These
get
brush
away from
on
this.
tan.
I think my face is going to go viral on TikTok.
It's what I mean between yesterday with the rainbow aura that you had, and now you have this incredible, like, I don't know, it's appropriate to Mars, isn't it?
Here's my hand.
You look like John Candy from Summer Rental
Here's my hand.
when he got burned.
I've been getting like this pinkish color, depending how I turn it.
Oh wow, that's
Red
I don't
beautiful.
man
even.
from the red planet.
Isn't that appropriate to Mars?
Yeah, it
It
is
is.
appropriate tomorrow.
Yeah.
Grace, I wanted to tell you that it's so funny that you brought up the equinox. Now, I I live in Florida and it is hot. For those of you that don't know, Florida is hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, you get the
Really?
And
seasons light there.
and tonight is the first night of the equinox, correct?
Yes, yes,
And
full
this is
equinox.
the first cold front I felt since January. Just breezed through like
Oh,
15 minutes ago.
oh
I
wow.
just felt a cool breeze, and now there's a little hint. It might even be in the 70s.
Oh
You
wow.
know, James, we have Golden Spirit. She's in Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
Yeah.
Golden Spirit is close to Rachel. She's out there in Daytona.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hey, Golden
James, I
Spirit, we're
live
going to follow Golden Spirit right now. Love,
We
Sweet.
light,
gotta
and
get a
evolution.
Florida group going. I
Yeah.
was saying that I wanted to do a Florida, like a Florida meet and greet. I was
Oh, that
talking to
would be
Rachel
fun.
about it.
You know, James, I lived in Naples for a while, for a couple, quite a few years.
Oh, my brother does real estate out there.
Oh, really? Oh
Yeah.
my God, it's beautiful. I love the
No, it's not
Everglades.
raining. No,
Yeah, I
somebody
know
asked if
you're
it's
saying
getting
about it.
rain.
What's that? Oh, getting rain. Yeah, I see that.
We
So
have a
you,
guest, Golden Spirit's coming on, just not to interrupt anybody. This is
Golden
Encounters, a
Spirit,
spiritual UFO talk show. I
yeah.
knew
What?
that this person would
straight
come,
Hi,
from
Golden
guys.
Spirit.
What a small
Duval.
Hi,
world.
Golden Spirit.
My hometown is Naples.
What?
Yes, my old stomping grounds. I grew up there. Let's see, I'm 42. The last time I was home was back in 2009, I want to say. So, I went to school there, high school, got married, did the little life
Wow.
thing, and now I'm here in Jacksonville and been here 11 years. So I would love to
Oh,
do a Florida meetup with all of, anybody that's close. Yes.
I
Now,
love
Golden Spirit, I
Naples.
got to ask you a question. I get the feeling, and before you even came in here, I'm reading the energy just without even talking to you. I feel you've had some things happen in your life with the non-terrestrial encounters of some sort. Can you share some stuff with us now?
Can
Because I
you
feel you have
confirm or
something to tell
deny?
us.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me go to where my son's video. He's awake, by the way, as well. He's gifted. I'm trying to keep him awake and trying to
Yeah,
get him to,
yeah,
tap into his gifts. And,
interesting.
he and I both saw them, as a matter of fact, together on September 2nd, 2 days before my
Mm-hmm.
birthday.
Mm-hmm.
I, a week or two prior to, had scolded them. I'm like, seriously, I've been awake my whole life. I've followed Jesus. I've listened to him. I've lived this spiritual path. Yes, I started off more for following Jesus, kind of Christianity, but I didn't feel like it fit for me. I felt more like spiritual, but I just listened to Jesus like through my whole life, anything, and that led me to God, and then when I joined the medical field and started learning about the body and the energy of the body and then the soul, and then put religion and medical and science together in 2011 is when I really had the massive download and awakening. And all of a sudden it was like the book of knowledge basically, or the knowledge book basically like flicked on in my head, and all of a sudden it's like I could tap into everything, and I turned into the golden spirit and I was just shining bright. But because the fact that where I was at, I was shining too
Like a
bright,
diamond.
the wrong people were attracting to me, and I had to dim it. So I went incognito for a little bit, and just in this couple of years started coming back out and raising my vibration again. And so 2 weeks ago when I scolded them, I was basically telling them, I'm like, why haven't I seen out? Why have I not started getting all these gifts and everybody else is advancing and getting all of their stuff? I've done everything you've asked. I should be more advanced by now. Come on, guys. Next thing I know, it was like, fine, here you go. Boom, gift after gift after gift after sighting after sighting after, here, try this. Here, you get to see this. Here, now you get to have this. And I'm just like, what the? And I've seen 3 tonight so far.
Yeah, let's get into some of your stories. So I knew
Let's hear
I was
those
reading her
stories.
energy. I knew that, and I got to tell her this, Golden. I knew that, that's what I do. I read people's energies. I'm with the Ashtar
But you've
Command.
known me from the past. You knew me like 6 or 7 years ago when I was kind of starting to come out on Facebook. You, Robert, I was a part of all that group, and then
Yeah.
I disappeared for a little bit. You know me.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about your sightings, your encounters, like give us a timeline of some of the more recent things that you've had happen. I'm sure a lot of our audience would love to hear some of your stories.
Yes.
Yes,
Duval UFOs.
yes, please.
Okay,
Shoot.
so September 2nd, my son and I were out here. I felt the vibe in my forehead, and I heard go outside. And I was like, okay. And I had just got done talking to my son. I said, you need to start following me outside. When you see me go outside, it's because they're talking to me. They're trying to tell me something. They're giving me a message. They want to show me something or whatever. I said, you just need to start getting up and follow me. So at that point, when I had gotten that vibration and the message to go outside, he got up and followed me. As soon as we looked out, they had done the J cloud. It started to expand. He looked at it and I looked at it. We're like, that's a weird shaped cloud. And then next thing you know, we looked down in a tree line and there was this giant bright star. Mind you, it's only like 6:30, 7:30 at night. So the sun's still pretty much up and it's bright out. So we're both like, that's weird. That's a pretty bright star for this time of day. And then we're just like, so we kind of shrugged it off and we went back and looked at the cloud. And as we're looking at the cloud, next thing you know, here comes one just flying along. It looked like a plane, but I knew better because I communicated. And it's like, oops, she saw me. I heard it. And my son and I both looked at one another and we're like, and then so we both turned and looked back again. Here comes the second one flying right behind it. We both turned and looked at one another really quick again, like confirmation, like, yep, we both saw that second one. We looked again. They both went into the cloud. Next thing you know, the cloud just kind of went, and then it was gone. That was it.
Now, did you even attempt to videotape it?
No, because I was just told to leave my phone on the desk. It was like, get up and go. They haven't let me videotape yet, and I'm okay with that because I know they're busy. They've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm a light worker. I'm doing my grid work for anchoring for healing Gaia right now, our energy grid. I'm one of those. So I'm doing the groundwork for that, and I know they're up there trying to patch all the holes and, fix all the, other stuff that's going on and taking care of the satellites, the bad satellites at least. So I'm okay if they're not going to let me videotape them. The fact that I now know that they know I'm not going to be one of those that's out here like freaking out like, look, aliens, yeah. Like, it's more like I respect them. I know that's my mom, my sister, my brother, my aunt, my uncle, my cat, my dog, or every other everybody, and me, and you, and so it's like, it is. Just accept it, live it,
No,
Commander, this is the second story we've heard of Jacksonville with that I believe, Grace, you might remember, wasn't somebody on last week or the week before that they said they were in Jacksonville, they saw a J-type cloud and two crafts going into it. Either somebody told us that story or I'm having deja vu. But I
No,
remember
somebody did.
another person having the same experience.
Yes, someone did. Absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, so now this is just a
I do
confirmation
have
of
the
it.
picture. I do have the picture of the cloud, however. So if you go look at my videos, I do have the picture of the cloud. I just could not capture the crafts.
Right.
Mm.
Well, yeah, because if they want you to see them, you will. When they don't want you to see them for other purposes, they won't. I mean, obviously, you hit it on the head. Basically, that the star people, the galactic beings of light in their ships, are doing a lot of work trying to heal and mend things that have been messed up by Earth-based things by our government. I want to say, or governments, so to speak. And so, part of the thing is they're trying to met our Earth-based levels are trying to mess up our environment in the sky so that you cannot see the spaceships. And they're using certain things in the sky to, when there are ships around, they want you to see other things other than the spaceships that are here. But they can't hide the spaceships. I mean, they can't, blank out the spaceships in our atmosphere. If the spaceships want to come in really low, I got news for people in those high levels that are working against disclosure by trying to cover up things in the sky that people are saying. You can't do that. The space people are very advanced. They are able to clear up anything in the atmosphere, and in 2 seconds they can be right there, and thousands of people can see the spaceship. So it's just something important that everybody knows. There's no way it can be stopped, although they'd like to kind of mess up the sky. So when the contact period comes in the next few years, nobody will be able to know that they're here. But you can't stop them. The people that are involved, and I don't know specifically who they are, but the people that are involved in using jets and stuff to shoot things in our atmosphere to make the atmosphere kind of invisible in a sense that you can't see anything other than like the contrails that are happening or things like that. They won't be able to stop what's coming. And this is really crucial for people to understand. There are things that are coming, that will be coming soon. You're going to see things on the internet with people with disinformation. Now, this is another thing. And I said it weeks ago. Today is the 23rd. Is today the 23rd of September? Am I correct?
Yes, it is.
Yes, sir.
I saw a post on TikTok that somebody created. I said, no, that's garbage. I said that information is incorrect. For weeks there have been people on different social medias saying, oh, get ready for the 23rd. This other post on TikTok was all about doomsday. I'm saying, okay, it's the 23rd. I've been teaching people and telling people do not listen to any of the creative content on any social media, YouTube, here, anywhere about doomsday on the 23rd. There is no doomsday. And I will tell you, in the morning when you get up tomorrow on the 24th, the planet Earth will still be here. We're not melting into icicles. Those people that have created all those contents about things falling apart, maybe they're falling apart in their own physical body, in their own mental body. But no, the planet is still here, brothers and sisters. And if I give you information and there's a thing where we have to be beamed up off the planet for something real, I'll tell you. But no, there's nothing happening. There's not going to be any splitting of the Earth. There's not going to be any bombardment of things coming to Earth from asteroids or doomsday. This TikTok thing I saw earlier tonight or today was saying how Narubu was coming and doomsday was coming and the images of
Oh
spaceships and
God.
doomsday. You know, I'm saying,
Oh,
come on now. Who would
May
want
I
to?
share with
Nibiru.
you? May
I'm
I
Yeah, go
sorry,
share
ahead.
but
with
these
you guys?
Nibiru folks make me laugh.
You
May
know?
I share something with you guys that I was told probably back in 2000, 2018, not
Mm-hmm.
by any human, it was by
Yeah.
source. I was shown and given. And see if you guys have had something similar or told something similar. I was told before anything of TikTok was even out, before Facebook even started talking about the Schumann resonance and the solar flares and how it affects the Earth's vibrations. I already knew all of that throughout my whole life. What I was shown is that those of us here on the earth, if things do not change, that us humans here, we're supposed to connect hands, hand in hand across the world. Those of us who are awake, or at least try to come together,
Mm-hmm.
raise our vibrations through our body's energies. And if we had to release our soul physically through our body to where our body dropped to allow Gaia to ascend, that she's actually supposed to ascend into a star, and she was a baby, and now her ascension into the star, like our sun, quote unquote, is she's joining her family, and Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and all of them are just like Earth. They haven't truly evolved themselves into the sun, and the sun is like their big sister slash mother caretaker. They're showing them and warming them to hatch and grow into their true celestial beings that they are. Have you guys received that same message?
No, what I get directly with Kadar Manka, I don't channel anything. Everything I've gotten is direct, even before the internet existed. Since I was a child and had my first contact with the space people physically, is that each one of these planets, what I do tell people is that Mars is a very advanced spiritual planet, that all the other planets in our solar system that we've lied about have intelligent life on them, and that for decades, over 70 years on Earth, people have been lied to in schooling, in colleges and universities. So when I get information that all the star systems, every galaxy has their suns that give life and energy to those planets that are in that particular solar system or universe. And so they're multi-dimensional levels of things that God had created, or the creator of the universe created in all the multiverse. So we have our sun, and we also have the planets in our solar system. Each one of these planets, contrary to what the astronomers say and space science say in high school when we were growing up, is that they're looking for life on these planets. These planets are very evolved. The planets in our solar system we've been lied about. Every one of these planets have intelligent life on them. But we've been told growing up that Earth was the only life right now, but we have to try to find another Earth-like planet. So the biggest lie is they find an Earth-like planet, but they ignore all the other planets that exist. Because there has to be an Earth-like planet in order to have intelligent life or any potential life on it. We've been lied to for so many decades and brainwashed, not all of us here, but people, billions of people on this planet have been brainwashed into believing what they've been taught in textbooks. So I'm here to bust the matrix, tell people every solar system, every galaxy has a sun or suns that give energy and give life to those planetary systems. And that's what it is. And that's what people have to understand. So my teachings, when I take people off planet in my classes, I take them to a huge ship as big as the Earth, way beyond the comprehension of most humans. And then when they come back keeping a journal of everything they've experienced. And they remember everything. And I teach them, now you can do this on your own. When you go home, you can now journey to the golden ship. It's not some imaginary ship. It does exist, but not in this particular realm. And I learned how to go beyond their 3D concept of understanding in their meditation to do the journey. And so I guess my answer to your question is that the sun is the sun. It's the sun of life for planets in the solar system. And it gives everything life, the trees, the mammals, the marine life, the human life, and all these planets get energy from the sun. They all do, but that whole creation is part of the manifestation of the creator. And the creator has nothing to do with people's religious beliefs or whatever. The creator is the creator of all things. There's no boxing in the creator. The creator creates life everywhere. The creator creates love everywhere. The creator creates planetary systems everywhere. And when people look from a non-linear perspective about the universe you live in, you'll understand. On Earth, there's a lot of confusion because people are taught certain things in textbooks. And many times, and even on TV, this is what people have been taught, a certain specific belief system. From where I come from Mars, and with the Ashtar level since I was a kid, not knowing what the name Ashtar was, but having contact with the space people, they've told me very directly that you're not from here, that you're human, but you're not from this particular planet, that your family biologically is a family, but we are your family. So when they say we are your family, they're saying your family is beyond Earth. Your family is way bigger than your biological family. And when people understand that, you can look at your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your grandmother, grandfather, and say, yes, I love you, but I'm not necessarily connected with this biological family. I have a bigger family, which is a galactic family, a star family, that I'm from another planet. When people remember what planet they're from and remember all the things that they've forgotten, then they're truly activated at that point. And if there's any questions about that, I will answer those too.
I think she just was saying that the Mother Earth Gaia has an energy.
Oh, she does.
Yeah, and I wanted to confirm because it was more like as if they were showing it to me like a childlike kindergarten form, and I wanted to see like what it could possibly mean, like if you guys were receiving somewhat of the same message, but to the way that they put it to me, it was almost like childlike, not advanced, like intelligent, the way that you just explained it. So thank you for explaining it.
Oh yeah, I love to explain it. It was a great question. I just had a more extensive answer, so don't mind me. I love questions. That was just a big door opening.
Golden Spirit, the energies are all intertwined in such a beautiful and complex way that you're right. If your job is to heal Gaia, then we need that, because like me, that's not part of my mission on this planet. So I thank you for being one of those people, and I think like Friends with Fairies, she's one of those Gaia based people that are going to protect the earth and the creatures that are bound here. Although they're interdimensional, they like hanging out in our backyards.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the first person who has told me thank you.
Oh, a Golden Spirit. You are doing beautiful work.
You're doing beautiful work. It's the truth. It's the truth, Golden Spirit. We are here. We are doing serious work to heal ourselves, the planet, each other. We got this crazy mission. And, when I was in Anouk's live, Grace, I had, you said we got to be the hope. And that really resonated with me. And I've been getting this message and Commander, you weren't in the live, but, the message from Anouk was that yes, the ETs are here to help, but it's going to take us humans. We have to change the society as a whole. The 112 people that are in here right now, it doesn't matter. We need to spread it across the world. We need to, like Golden Spirit said, the image where she got of us holding hands across the world, that was the analogy and the foreshadowing of what needs to happen. It's going to take more. And because we are on Earth, and this was the mind blowing, thing that I had. I said, we are on Earth right now. There's a social structure that has bound us, and there is a way of living that we're living this world. It's like you got to drive to work and make money, and it's like we have the means and technology to live in utopia where nobody would have to quote unquote work for money, because our space brothers and sisters don't live in that type of society. So what we have to do is work within the human aspect of it, and grow within that rotted piece of the world that is controlling all of us. We got to get up in there and we've got to bust out. We have to take things a step farther now, whether it be, and I hate to bring it to politics, but it's like we don't have representation. People like us don't have representation, because we want to have a good planet. We want to have peace and love and social equality and acceptance and all of that. Who do we have as our leader? Is it you, Commander? Is it me? And you, yeah, we're the leaders, but we need to step it up a notch. I'm getting the message that James, you got to step it up. You got to get out there. So, you've got to spread this word of love and acceptance and ascending our vibrations, so we can get that contact and live in a society of love and utopia and art and laughter, and we have to do it. We've got to spread the word.
That's what we have to do. I think you're right on course there. And I think Golden Spirit, you're hearing that too. One of the things that we have to do, if we so choose to, my message, and it's been that way for a long time, even on my radio show, I tell people that the structures on this planet, on the planet Earth, are going to fall, which is part of the matrix. When all the when people stop putting their faith in politicians on this planet, no matter what part of the earth you live in, the problem with this planet is what brings the friction of earth people against earth people in their own countries is when they start getting polarized to believing that somebody who's elected to their political office in a party is going to save them. The people on Earth I find very interesting, being from Mars. You have this concept of reality that you have to support this party, this person. Oh, that's my savior. That person's really good. When in fact, all these people that want power and
they all suck. They all suck.
They basically should not. The whole planetary system of Earth is based on an illusion of concept of belief that if we get this party in here, or this religious person in here, we're going to have better religion, or a better way. The thing is, when all those structures are destroyed that you've created on this planet, all the structures of religion, all the structures of governments on your planet, all the structure of electing people to be in power, then you'll start to understand what true cosmic freedom is.
The dogma is going to make us or break us, and we've got to let go of it. We've got to let go. You've got to realize that as humans, your brothers and sisters across the world, they're getting brainwashed. They're closed-minded, and they're thinking, "Oh, this is right. This is the way. This is the only way we can do it," and we've got to turn it around. We've got to show them, hey, I love you. I might not understand you. I might not. Go ahead.
People have to really address what they're taking in daily as far as programming, television, radio, movies. It's all programming. If you're sitting in front of the news and you're watching news daily, even if it's just in the morning and at night, or in your constantly feeding that into
There's a
your.
script. You're being fed a
Yes,
script.
it's a program. You're being programmed.
Friends
Yeah,
with
you're right.
Fairies has a question.
What's the
Go ahead, Grace.
question?
Well, actually,
Go
we'll
ahead,
bring
Grace.
friends.
Finish up while
We're
she's
going to
typing
bring
the
friends with
question.
fairies. She's coming back on
So
from
it's really
Vermont.
important to be conscious of what you're taking into your field every day. If you're addicted to the television, I mean, that that's programming you to feel a certain way. And it's
Unless you're
important.
taking in some good, wholesome programming like
Absolutely.
Ashtar Command Spaceship News
That's
YouTube
right.
videos.
And the
Right.
other thing I was going to say,
Or
my
this show
point,
here on
and you
TikTok.
guys were talking, that this platform is allowing for people like us to actually, make a difference.
And
You
that's,
know,
you know
we're,
what,
we're,
Grace? That's why the government tried to shut down TikTok in the United States. You know why they did it?
hmm
And the propaganda is, well, the Chinese are getting all our information. Baloney.
They
Well,
already
they've been
have
getting
it.
it. Yeah,
I
baloney.
know
So,
they don't
Yeah.
need. Yeah, the thing is,
hey,
they get whatever they want,
right.
whenever
And I
they
have
want.
whatever they want. And we have friends with
And
Fairy back on, which we love. And I just want to make one more point. The reason why TikTok is a threat to the U.S. government is because we are here and there's no limitations to our TV show. If the U.S. had control of TikTok, you wouldn't hear any of this stuff. I guarantee it. And let's bring friends with Fairy on and welcome from
We're not
Vermont. Good to have you
gonna
with us.
take it. No, we ain't gonna
somebody in the
take it.
comments said that it was witchcraft. I don't necessarily agree with that. It's witchcraft. I feel that there's so much. I think a lot of our media higher ups have taken great advantage of
Right.
people. It's basically about
Grace, I
selling a
think there
product.
is I think that there is a negative being that
Yeah,
has infiltrated
I agree.
government levels, Hollywood levels. All I
Yes, yes.
believe that there is a form of witchcraft being done. I
And have
absolutely
you,
believe that there is.
Robin, have you
Well,
ever read there was a paper that was written a while back called the Luciferian Project, and it was actually it
I
talked
mean,
about when Lucifer fell from the heavens, right? You know that story where Michael threw the Lucifer from the heavens, and
right.
he fell down into the abyss. Well, he was appointed at that. In this paper, it talks about the principles of him being appointed the airways and the transportation, communication, and cars, planes, trains, automobiles
Black box.
were all part of this, his reign, because he
Yeah, I
felt
mean,
this
yeah,
dimension.
absolutely,
And I
absolutely.
kind of like went, whoa, that raised up a brow for me, because I thought, whoa, that was a pretty intensely profound paper. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it again. The guy who wrote it was Drunvalo Melchizedek, and
oh yeah, Drum Deck. I've seen him. He's
it
pretty good.
was probably about 20 years ago. I got the paper from him and read it, and I thought I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people who have discussed this, and I do
Mm.
agree that there is, but I don't necessarily feel it's called witchcraft. I
No, I
feel,
don't think so either. I think
yeah.
there's a
Yeah, I
No,
don't know
okay.
it,
what to call it.
Let
I
me
don't
put it
know
it's
this
what
way.
to
black
call it, but it
box.
ain't good.
Let me
It's
put this in
black
perspective.
box. It's Saturn. It's black box. It's anything that has the Saturn logo. It's negative 2D, 3D energy.
Yes,
It
and
has
that's
no
too.
conscious level. It can only copy, recreate, reproduce. That's why they're rerunning the same programs. They're layering beta and alpha
Oh.
on top of it to add in new. That's
Oh.
why if you take out all of your old cell phones, charge them up, turn them on, hold them up to a new program, you will see through the phone the original TV show, and all they did was add new digital layer on top of the original one to create a newer one because they cannot create anything new. We're the creators. They have to take our designs and copy us. That's why they've enslaved us, is because without us, they cannot survive because they
And it's that
cannot
point of
they
being
cannot
cautious.
function. They can't take care of themselves on their own.
That's
Absolutely,
true.
Okay,
and
so
to
They
be
hate us because they
conscious of
ain't us.
what you take in.
They
now
hate us because they
They
ain't us.
ain't
Now
us.
so
let's get fairies up in here.
let's try, let me try to bring some. Let's try to do one person at a time. I know everyone's
Yeah,
excited and
sorry, we're
talking,
getting overexcited in this
and
room.
they're talking over each other. And I want to have our listeners or people watching be
Pump
able to
it
hear
up.
each person. You know, that's really important. So I want to switch over to Friends with Fairies and let her speak, and then we'll go in a roundtable here and so forth. I'm CmdrAleon. Just let me do a little promotional here. This is Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show. I'm host of WESU's Sunday morning show for 20 years on Pacifica Radio, the Cosmic Eye Astro Command radio show. I'm from Mars originally. I'm with the Astro Galactic Command, and I also do C5 events here in Connecticut. Grace is part of our group, and hopefully if we get sunny weather next weekend, we'll be going out and going live on TikTok here on Encounters, and you'll see us doing a live C5 to bring in spiritual contact with our space brothers and sisters. So that's a little bit about me. I mean, there's many layers to who I am, but that's just a little bit of it. Please share and like, and if you wish to join us, I'm just right now want to make that let's give everybody a chance to talk on the show who's on here. This way we keep it going. If we all talk at the same time, I know everyone wants to say something, but even my radio show, you know, we have to be able to listen to each other. This way people can learn a little bit here. So we're going to go Friends with Fairies. Welcome up in Vermont to the show, and go right ahead.
So, a couple of things. Well, just to start off with, so tonight around 9 o'clock, I witnessed and I tried to get a video of it, but my daughter's window was so dirty that I could not get a clear view of it. I did get some video of it, but it wasn't the way it appeared. The video doesn't show what I was seeing, but I saw a huge cluster of ships. Huge
Wow.
cluster of ships. It looked like an Armageddon of ships that were, they were all clustered together in an egg shape, and there was smaller ships zooming in and out of it. And I got some of the
Really?
ships zooming in and out of it, but it looks like it's only one big ball of light with ships
Yeah.
zooming in and out of it, but it wasn't. It was a bunch of like from because it was far away, so it looked like a bunch of round orbs that were just floating together in an egg shaped across the sky. And it was
Really?
there I was on the interstate for probably a good 45 minutes, and I could still see this
Was
cluster of
that
them. They were
interesting?
moving very
Were you on
slow.
were you on Interstate 89?
Yes, I was.
I know that area well.
Hmm.
A lot of stuff happens.
I mean,
Yes, go ahead.
it was so huge that a couple of cars actually pulled over, and I saw people pulling their phones out and videoing it. So I'm not going to be
Really?
surprised
Oh
if it doesn't show
wow!
up somewhere. I couldn't pull over because I was
Oh
in,
my
we were
god!
trying to get someplace and we had a
Really?
time to be there, but I wanted to pull over so bad. It was so huge. I mean, there must have been at least 70 to 80 ships, maybe more.
Really?
It was in the cloud, and it was overcast too, so
Overcast?
you could see these lights through, I mean, these ships through the clouds. I mean, there was so
Really?
many
Yeah,
of
what
them.
time was it?
Around 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. 9 o'clock. So
What was so
about 2 hours.
important?
About 2 hours ago, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
And
And
then
over 80 spaceships.
yes. So, and I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't show up somewhere. I got a video of it, but it doesn't. My video was so crappy because of
Really?
my daughter's window was filthy, so it looks
Yeah.
like just a ball of light, and you can see the flashes of the ships around it. Like you'll see
Wow.
small flashes of it, but man, it was something to see. Cars pulled over to videotape this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I hope that it comes out. I'll send you what I
Well,
have so you can see it. Maybe you can examine it a little more.
when
But
in a few weeks from now, when Shai comes back on, we'll ask her if they had any activity up near Vermont that they were tracking on radar of this, because I would imagine, unless they were cloaked, that they could be tracked on military radar, and I'd be very surprised if they weren't.
and I
So,
live like a walking distance from the Canadian border, so yeah, there's been
oh
like
Oh,
wow,
wow,
a
you're up
heck of a
there.
lot of activity going on down
yeah.
here. But the other question I had was, I am trying to figure out what is a Therian. Does that mean anything to anybody? Have you heard that type of being before? A
An
Therian?
Aquarian? Yeah,
I have
it's
not.
a Nephron, and I am a Nephron, and I thought it was a giant, I want to say, but I think it was a Nephron mixed with something else.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to figure it out. I've tried to look it up and I've gotten several different definitions of it, and I wasn't sure what it was. If maybe Commander knew of any beings that were called
Not that
Therians.
I
I wasn't
know of.
sure.
I would suggest that if you meditate on it, and I'm not trying not to answer it, I've not really ever focused on that name, but I think through meditation, if you say, "Who are the Nefarians?" Ask your higher self. I'd be interested in what answers you get on that. So I would
Yeah,
say,
I can go to my UFO guy. He's got this old book. I mean, it's so old, and he only keeps it like I can't even take pictures of it, but it's got this text of all of these different beings, where they come from, what their crafts look like, what their missions are, like who's healers, who's all of that. So Therian is the name, correct?
Yes. Now, you remember
So
when I
I'll
was
look up.
tell
I'll go look for Therian in there next
okay,
week.
so I got this from you remember when I told you that I was in contact with somebody that was not alive anymore
yeah,
because of information that they knew.
yeah,
That name was given to me by the same person, the Ethan person. I haven't gotten the last name yet. I will hopefully soon because he's starting to trust me a little bit more. He's
mhm,
very not trusting of anybody, but he was willing to trust me with some information. And that name I was given a warning against. So I don't know if he was what the warning was. He hasn't clarified yet, but I'm sure I will get more information on it. I'm been trying to contact this Ethan again to try to find out what exactly he meant by this, but it was a warning of some sort, I
a
think.
And was
warning
it?
to
A
a warning
warning
to you,
or
or a warning.
I don't know. I have no idea. That's why I'm trying to piece. It's hard to piece together sometimes
Yeah,
when you're getting
I would.
information from people that
I
aren't
would
even
be.
alive
I always
anymore.
tell people, friends, anybody out there, just be careful with who you're communicating with when they say
Absolutely.
you have to believe this, because again, we're dealing with human beings, and human
Yes.
beings are human beings, and whatever
Right.
they say doesn't necessarily mean it's accurate or it's true.
Yes.
That we have to discern everything that goes out, even on all the social media.
Yeah.
The one thing I do is discern everything on Facebook, on TikTok. If someone talks to me and they tell me this is the way it is, I say no. Just because
Yep.
you say it's the way it is doesn't mean it is. It's
Mm.
your consciousness telling me in your brain this is the way it is. It does
Right.
not mean it's true. So if someone tells you something and people say, "Oh, this is what's going to happen," you have to question that, and you
No,
have
I
to.
don't I don't base anything off of fear-based stuff. This
Good.
is
That's good.
This is a spirit that is speaking to me.
Oh, a spirit. Okay.
A spirit.
Well,
This
that's
is, so
different.
I was trying to put it lightly. This is
Yeah.
somebody that is not alive anymore because of information that they
Ah,
knew.
okay.
This is the spirit that contacted me and is starting to trust me and is giving me
Ah,
information
so
that
the
this
spirit.
person was
Okay.
high up somewhere. That's why I was asking Shy about it, because this is someone
Yeah.
that was really had a lot of information to
Yeah.
give, and there was a warning in there. The tone was warning about this, and that's why I was wondering, because I'd
Oh,
never
okay.
heard that before, and I was trying to
Yeah.
look it up, and I'd never heard of that, so I thought maybe you might have known something
No,
about it.
And friend,
not anything about it. But
you said that this person Ethan was a whistleblower, correct? Is that
Yes,
what you were saying?
yes,
And that they were
mhm.
unalive for their trying to expose the truth.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
I heard that
Hey,
too.
you better invite him in for some tea. You
Well,
better get some info for us.
that's what I'm doing. That's why I was like, what is a Therian? I don't know what that is, but I was like,
Maybe,
okay. I
maybe,
was trying to get
uh,
more information.
maybe
Well,
that's the name of the new species that Shai said came to visit us that nobody knows about.
Yeah,
now the
maybe
thing is,
I got warning from it, but not like I don't know how to when I get like serious warnings like something like
yeah,
death or something is going to happen, I'm shown
mhm,
signs. But not
yeah,
with this,
interesting.
it was a different kind of warning. So at first I have
Hmm.
to know what the heck a Therian is before I know what I'm being warned
Yeah,
against,
I've
and
never
I
heard of
have to
that
kind of piece
myself.
things together sometimes because
Yeah,
it's
and
not
I
always
have a
so clear.
better understanding, friends, of what you're talking about. So if this person was, let's say, when he was alive, he had top security clearance and was a
Yes.
whistleblower, and
Yes.
he was, terminated or whatever by, we've known that's happened with people. That he's obviously he's what they call an intelligent spirit, like he's
Yes.
fully conscious. But
Yes.
now that he's not
He is
here,
absolutely fully conscious, and from what I got from him, he was a scientist of some sort.
really,
Worked on some. He worked with beings there, and this is what he's telling me,
yeah.
and so that's why I got the first name Ethan, but I couldn't get a last
Oh,
name from him, and
yeah,
I wish I could he would have given me his last name, but he's just learning to trust me. So
right,
and I'm trying not to blow him up, but he wants people to know, but he's still scared. He still
right.
doesn't understand, because
Well, he
he was
really, in truth, he has nothing to be scared of because he's no longer physically on this world. They can't
yeah.
do anything to him.
Yes,
You
and
know.
I get that, but I guess they must have really scared him when he was alive because
Oh, I'm
he's
sure they
still
did.
very scared in his state now. So, but
Interesting. Very interesting.
he is starting. He said he also went by the name the Professor.
Professor.
So yeah,
Hmm.
so that was another name. So that's why I was
Now,
asking.
do you think
Friends
that
with
he's
fairies.
scared? Do you think that he's scared because he was a scientist, a whistleblower, and then he passed before? Oh wow, look, Felicia's thinking the same thing. Before he was able to raise his vibrations and really
Right.
understand what he was going through, maybe that's why he's stuck in this limbo.
That
But
could be.
He's
he
still
has
trying to blow the
knowledge,
whistle. He is
right?
still
He has
trying to blow the
knowledge, and he's
whistle.
still trying to blow that whistle.
Yep,
Yeah, that makes
he
sense,
wants
right?
somebody to know, and he was very excited when he found out that I could hear him. So he was like he came to me
Oh,
directly. So he I was given like his first name. He gave me his first name. He didn't give me his last name.
Yeah.
And I got that he was a white male, and that
Hmm.
he was around about his mid 50s, 60s in age. But I haven't gotten a last name, so I was kind of
Yeah.
like maybe Shy,
hey,
maybe knew that name, maybe that
next
rang a
Yeah.
time you
bell
talk
better.
to him, ask him if he's from the Cambridge area.
Okay,
Hmm.
Friends with fairies.
I'm getting a feeling.
okay,
You
I
getting a
will.
feeling of Cambridge?
Yeah. Yeah, he's from the north. He's from Beantown area.
He could
Okay.
have, was he, do you know if he was in a university when he was alive? Has he told you anything like that?
I know that from what he was telling me that, because I had a quite in-depth conversation with him, they had him in an underground facility somewhere, and they must have scared the holy bejesus out of this poor guy because he
Wow.
was scared to say anything, but he was still trying to blow the whistle because he didn't feel what they were doing was right. And he said that they had brought through. I don't want to like do any fear-based stuff on your
Right.
show. But
We don't need
he
to go
he
there,
said
but
that they had opened portals that should not have been opened,
Yeah.
and that they had this underground facility. He said bricks, and then he said door opening, lights, and then he
Wait,
brought
wait,
up
wait, wait,
brought
wait,
up
wait, wait. You said he said bricks?
yes, circle of bricks is what he said. His exact
You
words,
know,
circle of bricks.
that they just wait. You know that they just formed an alliance called BRICS, and it's in a circular. The logo is a circle that says BRICS on it.
No, I didn't know that.
where is
They're
this?
yeah,
Same group?
Brazil, Russia, Iran, China. Yeah,
They took
they formed this alliance. Pretty much, they're trying to, they're all bad actors. But it's weird that you said that because the name of that, India, yeah, there's a bunch of them.
no,
But the name of the organization is BRICS.
it was him and
Well,
he
that's what
said
the warning is about.
15 other people, I'm assuming other scientists that were brought down to this facility, and they opened up gates. He said that should not have been opened, and then he mentioned circle of bricks, and then he said lights, and he said creatures that came through that should not have, and then and
Holy
then
crap.
yeah,
Yikes.
and
It's like
um
Constantine.
so, that was a little alarming, but then he had brought up Therians, and then so that was a little later on in the conversation, but it was like as a warning, but not like a if it was like a big horrible warning, like I was going to die or people around me were going to die, I would have gotten different signals and different
Yeah.
imagery, but I didn't get that. I got warning like
Yeah.
something
But
may
was it a
happen.
societal
Well,
warning, maybe?
Yeah, like I said, I don't want to bring fear based anything
No.
because any beings
No,
that
you
I've
don't.
ever
You
encountered
don't
have
even
always
work in
been
that
light.
energy. Let me chime in here. This is Commander Leon, the host of the whole show, with encounters. So here's what I'm getting. If they're these secret government people, which I do understand is happening, whether it be CERN or any of these other things that are being done to open up portals and let things in, I got some news coming to those folks. They might think they're being really smart, playing with all this energy, but when the galactic forces come in force here, they're going to clean house. What do I mean by that? I'm going to put it right on the line now as we're talking about this, that they're going to clean house. Any portals that are opening, bringing lower vibrational beings in, are going to be closed shut. Anything that's happening now with all this garbage they're doing with CERN and everything else is going to be shut down, because what they're doing is they're trying to play God. These scientists, they're trying, not the scientists so
Yep.
much as the people in charge of forcing these scientists to do this.
And
They're trying to
that's
play
what he said. He
God.
said they were being forced. He said they were being forced, that they were
They
led
are.
down there with other things, and he said then they were forced and scared and kept down there for a very long time.
Oh yeah, they're forced to do this. It's against
Wow.
universal law. They're forced to do this, and I'm going to clearly state it. Kadar Mok is telling me right now, if they keep this up, and this is my contact with the Galactic Command. He's speaking to me right now. He's saying he's listening very closely to the story. He's saying no. When our ships come, when our people come from the galactic forces, he's saying very clearly. He's saying it so clear. It's like it's just like, I have to say this. They're not going to let this happen. They're going to shut it all down. The vibration of the planet's going up. So these people that are playing around with energies, they're trying to keep us in a limited state of consciousness. That's why they're doing this. They're forcing these scientists to do things against their will. They're trying to open portals to bring in lower vibrational energies in to try to mess up the planet. It's not going to be allowed, brothers and sisters. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen to my words. It will not be allowed. There's no way they're going to let it happen.
And that's where the light workers come in, and that's why I'm sitting here every day, keeping my vibration high. And every time I feel that negativeness that someone's putting out there, I go in and I patch it up. So we're not going to let it happen, sweetheart. Just put the portals out of your mind. Stop feeding into that negative. Like, even though I know he's a spirit and he's trying to warn you, he doesn't understand quite. He's a conscious spirit, but he hasn't ascended himself into to meet the galactic family to see, or else he wouldn't be sitting here communicating with you the way that he is. He's stuck in a time loop right now. So at this point right now, he's actually hindering your vibration with his communication by you feeding and giving energy into his story and his time that he's communicating with you, because he's not of the higher source. He's not of your spirit team or your guide team or your higher self communicating with you. He's of a lower vibration. That's why he's stuck where he's at. Stop listening to him.
That is
Cut
profound.
the channel off right there. Raise your vibration. Get back on your mission and stop feeding it.
And here's the other thing.
Friends with fairies.
Right now, you Golden Spirit, very true. The other thing is, what he has to be given is, even though he's on the other side and where he is, he hasn't decided to go to the next level. He's stuck in between dimensions. So when that happens, I want to tell you a story, folks. A number of years ago, there were three of us with the Ashtar Command here in Connecticut. We went to a graveyard. I can't believe we did this, but we did. And there were people that had passed on that were stuck from different time periods. And I said, what are we doing? The person we worked with said, we're going to send them into the light to the next level. These people they want to go. And we couldn't see any of it. There's no way we can see anything. But we did some very strong Ashtar Command work in letting these people now go, and that were stuck, to go into back to God. When I said back to the Creator would meet them. This is beyond earth understanding, would meet them, and they would have a choice to go now into another vibrational frequency. They were stuck. This scientist is stuck in a lower vibrational pattern. So if anything that you can do as who you are, and you're a beautiful being of light, friends with Fairy, and your whole essence is of light and love, is to, when you communicate with this being, say, in the name of the Christ, would you like to go to your next level and stop being stuck where you are? Yes, I can take care of myself.
I plan on moving him on. Absolutely. That's
move him on. That's
my goal for him. He still feels like he has some unfinished things he needs to say. So, me being the person that I am, I listen. I don't let him bring my vibration down, but I do listen, because sometimes they need to tell their story in order to feel like they were heard, to move on. But on the plus side, I can say that he also talked about some really good things coming out of Ireland. He specifically mentioned Ireland. So
wait, continue. Tell us about Ireland, because I had a conversation with Pete Star TV from Ireland. Man, me and him talked about Ireland just last night.
Well, he brought up light beings coming from Ireland to protect, his words. So he brought up Ireland specifically. He said that there was going to be light beings coming from, or maybe landing in Ireland. I'm not sure how he was wording it. It comes across choppy sometimes. But he brought up Ireland. He definitely brought up light beings, and he also said that they were going to be protecting us. So,
I would say if we talk about Ireland, there's a very magical thing about Ireland for many centuries before any of us were born, And I don't think it's just Ireland. I think there's going to be this scientist or whatever. He might have some knowledge of some things, but on a galactic level, there's way more than just one area where light beings are coming from. Of course, you already know that,
Yeah.
but so he wants to get all this information out to you. But at the same token, I know you'll be able to move him on.
Yeah.
But specifically, if you move him on, you want to move him on into an open door of cosmic light where he will go back to the creator. At that point, then he will be able to, if he's done his karma and dharma and all these things, he will go wherever he wishes to go. He might be going to another planetary system. He might go to a parallel universe or reality. Who knows? But yeah, you're a key part of that with him, is that if he trusts you, then he will trust you moving him on to beyond being stuck in between dimensions. Because right now he's stuck in between dimensions. And you're really the key person that's going to be, you're really the only person that can move him on.
Yeah,
To tell you
and
the truth.
I plan on moving him on. I just have to make contact with him and let him finish his story, and then when he's done with his story, then I will move him on.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it takes just to listen, they just need to get it out sometimes. But
Right, and you're doing
I was
everything right.
excited about the ships. I wanted to share that with you. I wanted to find out what a Therian was, and that was my question.
Now, I'm still thinking about those ships. So anyone's just tuning in, this show is being recorded. It'll be on my YouTube channel, on my Facebook. But Friends with Furry tonight around 9 o'clock saw about 80, we'd say 80 ships roughly.
Yes. Yes.
And people were pulling off the road on Interstate 89 because I used to live in Plainfield, Vermont. So I know that area. And there's been a lot of things over the many years in the 70s when I was up there in college. To tell you a story, this is going to be interesting. I think you'll be able to relate to this, Friends with Fairy, and everybody else. This is going to be interesting. We had some friends in college. They had a hot air balloon. They talked about they were on Interstate 89 one night, and they said the road disappeared and there was no road. Everything disappeared. They were driving. There was nothing. There was no it was an opening or something happened. And they came back to the campus, we're in the cooking dorm, and they told the story. I'm starting to think, I don't think I want to drive an Interstate 89 in Vermont, where I am, because what happens if the road disappears? So you live in Vermont. Have you heard any stories about that kind of stuff happening on Interstate 89?
Yes, I have. I've heard a few stories about I've heard somebody told me that they were actually abducted off of 89 in the rest area there. They had pulled over and had fallen asleep for a short period of time, and this was before I was I was just starting to open up. And so I was still doing that skeptical thing, trying to, well, maybe you were half asleep, but this guy was dead serious, and the look in his face, he said that he was abducted and he was taken up, but I think that his abduction was done by us, because he said that things were done to him.
It sounds like us.
Yeah. So,
but what about the road disappearing, like Interstate 89? I mean, that kind of, at the time when I was listening to the story, I kind of freaked out. I don't usually freak out, but I was like, what? Have you heard of the road disappearing?
No, I haven't heard anything about that. Not yet. Now I'm going to look into it.
I would love to hear.
Ask around.
No, there's something about that energy there in the mountains up there.
Yes.
There's a lot of stuff going on up there. You know yourself because you live there. And we had a sighting off campus from Plainfield one night. And we were outside looking at the sky, a bunch of us, and we saw a red thing moving really low to the north of us by less than a half a mile from the campus. Mm-hmm. And I said, oh, that's a helicopter. What's it doing moving and now stopped? It stopped over the trees. I was saying, oh, what's a helicopter out here? It's outside of Montpelier, Plainfield. So we're out in the woods, where our campus is. I said, maybe we should go over there. And then I'm realizing, wait a minute, that's not even a helicopter. The whole thing is like a real orangey red color, and it's just one whole color. And then I realized, oh, I'm seeing a spaceship. Then I started telling, then this other girl and a few other people, I said, you want to go? She said, I don't know. I want to go, but I don't think we should go. So I mean, it might have been my fear at the time because I didn't know what was going on, but it stayed there for a bit. And I'm saying, what's going on here? It's just hovering, not moving now. It was really low. So I'm just saying, up in that area, Washington County, all the way up where you are, there's a lot of activity up there.
There absolutely is. I mean, pretty much almost every night I can step out my door and stand out there for at least an hour and there is something. And
Oh yeah,
they're usually along the tree lines. Yes, we do have an airport out here, but you know what an airplane is and what isn't an
right.
airplane, because an airplane
That's right.
doesn't dart all over the place and move, from one spot in seconds to another spot,
Right.
and there's been so many different ships out here, the egg-shaped ones and the tic tac ones, and the ones that I've posted, even the little tiny, they look like a bunch of beads stuck together ships,
Yeah. Yeah.
from small ones to
Yeah,
the
those are
humongous
cool.
fleets of them going through. There's been a lot,
And tonight,
but
and
mainly
tonight,
I'll tell you, recently the most sightings I've seen has been going over towards Canada.
really
Yes,
interesting.
Wow.
over in that direction.
You're going to have to
Hey,
record some
Commander.
stuff and document that. You'll be our Canadian Northern Vermont correspondent on encounters with some video footage and stories.
Absolutely.
Definitely, without
Commander,
question.
can I
See,
do something I've never done before?
I'm going to bring Calusaurus.
Allosaurus.
I'm bringing her on. She just told
Hello,
us a story.
friend.
I want to get her on live here. She's in North Dakota. I'm almost positive it was a Tic Tac. So we're bringing you on to share your story. This is what the show's about. Right on the money stories here. This is Encounters, the late night UFO talk show. And we have now, I think it's Calusarius.
It's
Allosaurus.
Kahlua like the drink
Calusaurus.
and Saurus like dinosaur.
I got you.
Kahlua
Well, welcome to our
Hi.
show in North Dakota.
How's it going? How's it going? I was just eating
Good.
pancakes and I heard friends say something about Tic Tac and I was like, that's what it was. I think that's what it was that I saw. And I got it on video. I just happened to take a picture of some clouds. I like to take
Yeah.
cloud pictures. And I saw through this white fluffy like cumulus cloud. Hold on, I'm gonna see if my camera works here. Hold on.
Yeah. Send me a copy of the video too, by the way.
Yeah, I thought of you actually. I was like, but I couldn't remember the name of the
Oh, just send it to just send it to my CmdrAleon, CmdrAleon at AOL.com to my email, and I'll get a copy
Okay.
of it. I'll review it and possibly post it.
Yeah, when I get off here, I won't stand here for long, but when I get off, I'll send it over. But anyway, so I was out on my balcony and I was just taking pictures of the clouds and distance, like you see like birds that like over hawks and all that, but they buzz around, right? And I have a long video of it too. I zoomed in as far as I could. It was far away, but it just went at a constant like movement, constant, not moving around. And it wasn't like a drone that was like, it was like just, and then when it got by the tree, I like waited for it to get to the other side and I never saw it again. But and
Wow.
I
How big
don't
was
see,
it?
I don't know. Like I was like, what is those called? Because I saw them in videos over the ocean,
Yeah.
right? Or like way up high, like you see them with like airplanes or something. I don't know. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I couldn't think of the name of it, but
Okay. Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
And what
That's
what
fine.
was the color? There was
That's
any
all.
color to it when you were looking at it? Any kind of color coming
What was
from
that?
it? Was there any kind of color? Like when you look at something like a Tic Tac, they all look different. Was there like a
Sorry.
color vibrating from it or anything?
When
Like red,
when
blue,
I it
green?
was like when I zoomed in on you might be able to see it on the video. It kind of like it like shimmered. It was like
Shimmered, okay.
and it didn't keep like that. It didn't keep like that the form that I saw. I mean, it was so far away, but
Yeah.
wasn't a plane because I see planes and because it was lower. It was
Yeah, it
lower
was
than it would be
lower.
a plane.
And it was a
No
solid light. It
noises.
was like a solid form, correct?
It was solid and it just went through the clouds. I'll show you like me zooming in. I tried to keep it as steady as I could. And I was looking
Hmm?
around like, is this a bird, you know, and I was like, what? So, but yeah, I thought of you right away and was like, I'll send it over there before I blast it.
I'll definitely analyze it. I'll look at it really clearly on a larger screen, and I'll try to analyze it a little bit. But that would be a TikTok. Obviously, it wasn't a plane. You would know if it was a plane over North Dakota or a jet or a helicopter.
Right.
You lived there.
Yeah.
So you would know that.
Yeah, I would know that because the jets that they go over very, very high, but there's it's such open skies and they have such a big cumulus clouds, and then the lower ones you can see different levels of clouds, and I could tell that one was just small. It's not like a plane, but anyways, yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's cool. I think that's a cool story. That is very cool. Yeah. Thank you for interrupting Pancakes for sharing.
What's that?
I said thank you for interrupting your pancakes to share with us.
Really?
I know they're still sitting here. Can you tell me though what? Can you tell me what is the deal with Tic Tacs? Like what are they?
Oh, I can tell you what they are. I have a lot of galactic knowledge. I've been a contactee since I was a kid and had direct knowledge of spaceships. So a Tic Tac is just terminology that MUFON or some of these groups now have created to talk about what things are basically the UFOs, what was called in the 40s and 50s flying saucers. Now they call them the UAPs, and then you hear the word Tic Tac, or whatever they want to call it, or TikTok. Essentially, not to get anything confused, I just like to bring it down to a simplified term. I'll say that there are various types of spaceships. They'll call them UFOs, unidentified flying objects, unidentified aerial phenomena. All these different words are created so people have now these new terms we have to learn. But in fact, they are spaceships of various sorts, and they're non-terrestrial crafts. So if you see a TikTok, it's really basically, it could be an unmanned spaceship. It could be a large spaceship if it was close to the land area, and you see it up close. You would see it way bigger than what they call a TikTok. They only call it a TikTok because they can't identify it because it's not close enough, or like the Air Force video.
They call them the Tic Tac because they look like the Tic Tac candy.
That's what I thought.
They look like the candy. They have a cylindrical shape, right?
It's like...
Yes, that's correct.
Like a diamond or something.
Yeah, it depends on what they are.
The Tic Tac craft.
I saw a video
the Tic Tac craft
of a guy like just looking out on his balcony over like South America.
South America. Can you repeat that about South America?
Yep, I was going to say that, Narnia.
Can you repeat what you're saying about South America? Somebody mentioned South America.
Oh yeah, it was just a guy that took a... That was me. It was just like a guy that took a video of like a Tic Tac or something.
Oh, in South
and it was off his balcony over like South America, and that's what it reminded me of. And then I heard him say that. And
so yeah,
but I was like, oh yeah, I totally have a video.
What we're basically talking about is UFOs or spaceships. Now, we have Earth-based terminologies. We keep changing it. Like, if you were born in the 40s, they called them flying saucers. If you were born in the 60s, they were called flying saucers. If you later on were born into stuff, then it was the Pentagon who came up with the terminology UAP, or somebody did. And so now we're going to change the definition of a UFO to a UAP. Who cares what you change the definition to? These darn things are spaceships that are either multidimensional, interdimensional, coming from other planets in our solar system, parallel realities. So that's my answer to what these things are. There are many different types of them for many different types of vibrational frequencies, but they are indeed spaceships.
Yeah, Shai was saying that most of the Tic Tac shaped crafts that are visible are the ones that Lockheed Martin has.
Right. A lot of them are, yeah.
So you guys see one of those, especially out there in North Dakota. That's area to test it.
And you would know if they're man-made or not by if the craft got close enough to where you were like maybe 1,000 feet away from it, you'd be able to feel if it were extraterrestrial, you'll feel the energy. If it's man-made, you'll not feel anything from it because it's man-made. Just like some reverse technology with the triangular craft, there's non-terrestrial and terrestrial.
This is the weird thing is I've been getting a little bit more in tune with this kind of thing and not being like, wow, that's coincidence, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I had this serious like pull to go outside on my balcony, and I had been cleaning and like doing all this, and I took my phone out there and I was like, oh, look at that cloud. I'm gonna take a picture. And then I was like, what the I've been inside like, and I felt so I think, and instantly I just thought that's what it has to be. It's not, I knew like no doubt in my mind that it was not like man-made, like,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I don't know. It's like,
yeah, so you saw a real tic-tac. You saw the real thing.
Oh, see, and she got called outside too, just like me. I was inside. I started vibing. I felt it. And then I got told to go outside. And that's when I saw it. Only I didn't have my phone like you did to be able to capture it. I was only able to get like the cloud like seconds like before it like disappeared. So that's awesome. You got it.
Yeah. So when you go outside, the reason why you're called outside is because there are telepathic communications going on. So, you're not speaking to anybody, but when in your conscious you hear a voice saying, go outside, that's the space people on board that ship saying, we want you to see us. That's what it is. That's when you'll know it's real. That's really the basis way you're going to know it. Because even when I went outside and saw a ship 2 football fields in length in Naugatuck Valley in the 80s, I was coming out of a reggae club, getting ready for the weekend. I hear a very clear English voice saying in English, look up. I look up, and the ship was there. It was over 2 football fields in length. It had 4 tubular bottoms. It had all kinds of radiant lights blinking on it, and 2 lights came out of it doing geometry in the sky over 1,000 feet above me. You'll know. I mean, if it's real, they'll telepathically communicate and tell you to actually go out or wherever. They will communicate that way with you.
That's awesome, because I have been dreaming. I lucid dream really easy, and so I believe I've been astral like my entire life, because I'm just finding out what that is really, and I'm like, are you serious? I'm like, what? So I've been listening. I know that you have said there's a couple of different like things that you've brought up to listen to to help with contact, just at least if they are out there, like then you think they are.
Well, one of the things to use is, and I tell everybody here, C5. C5 is contact with extraterrestrial intelligence. It's an application. I want everybody, and thank you for reminding me, everybody on here for $10. You download it. It's an app. It'll have protocol information. It'll teach you how to do it yourself. You can learn how to do the protocol, how to do the tones, which are tones that the space people can hear, the lighting techniques. There's a lot of different things there. You can also use the networking application to make contact in the chat area with people you don't even know in your own state. So you go on there and say, well, I'm looking to reach people in this area. Can you please contact me? So all over the world, people are making contacts or connections with each other. On this show here, there might be people in North Dakota that will come in and you'll say, oh, you're North Dakota also. So this place, our show, is also a way for people to connect with each other, to message each other, to like each other. And this way you'll have a connection going on. So you can do that. And I know you've probably watched the show before. So that is one of the ways to do it. The C5 app, everybody should have it. Everybody out there should have the ability to make contact. And that C5 app, if you use it and are disciplined, they will respond to you with the app and the tones and the meditation, which is really a key part of it. The Stephen Greer meditation part will actually bring in those space people to visually appear in North Dakota, whether you're in a village in France or a farm area, wherever you are, they will start coming if you invite them.
Awesome. Well, I can make
Let her go eat those pancakes. So you got to go eat those pancakes.
I know, seriously, it's staring at me. But I'm gonna email you that video, and can you type out your address?
I'm going to type it out right now on the screen here. So let me just go into the comments
Those
here.
pancakes have sucked up all the syrup already.
This is my email right here. Here you go. That's the email right here for you. If you email me through that email, I'll get it on AOL. Send me, and that goes for anybody out there. If you've got good video footage of your sightings, send it to me. I'll review them. And if they're good and clear after I review them, I'll post it on YouTube, on my YouTube channel, and also here on TikTok on Ask Command Spaceship News. Were you able to get that?
No, I did not get it, but I'll type it out in chat. Can we type it out in chat?
Well, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm going to do it again.
Oh, okay.
Here it is.
Okay. I don't know why I didn't see it. Okay, I'm going to hop off here and let someone else share, but thank you guys for having me.
Yeah, it's right there. I just posted it.
Thank you.
Okay, sounds good.
Fairies.
All right.
Hey, friends with fairies, next time you're on, I've got something I wanted to talk to you about. I didn't get a chance to, but next time you're on, I want to pick your brain on something.
And you're watching Encounters where we're picking people's
Commander,
brains.
did you post your email? Because it didn't post in the chat.
It has
wow, they blocked your email. They blocked it's not in the chat.
Hold on, let me try this again here. It should be.
Yeah, I'll message you, but it's definitely something I want to talk verbally about.
Yeah, I just posted the email. Everyone should be able to see it.
Wow, nope, nobody can see it.
Okay.
Separate the hat.
I don't see it. Nope.
Just put the first part, because everybody knows your email address is at AOL.com. So just put the first part and don't put the AOL.com. Kaluasaurus will remember AOL.com. What is the first part of it? Isn't it?
See that?
Yep. CmdRAleon at AOL.com.
That's it. Yeah, I guess they don't like me putting the whole thing in there. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, because it thinks you're trying to tag somebody named AOL.com.
Yeah, it's probably a technical thing with TikTok. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. That was a tongue twister, though, with the TikTok and the tic-tac and the...
because we're on TikTok.
Yeah.
There's crafts called Tic Tacs, and it gets a little confusing sometimes.
It was.
Yeah,
I'm gonna remember that next time. Next time I'm having lunch with E, I'm gonna remember that one.
Well, when I have my next spaceship sighting, I'm gonna rename it Talk Talk. Just call it. I'm just gonna call it Talk Talk. Knock knock. Who's there? Talk Talk. You know.
That's what I want them to say. Knock knock. Who's there?
And it's Talk Talk.
TikTok.
In our TikTok.
We do have
Commander, when are we having our CE5? For goodness sakes, it's been raining for the whole summer.
The people are clamoring for it.
So
we are just. We've had nothing.
Our weather in New England has been horrible. I mean, rain. Next weekend, if the weather's good, we really are trying to get our group together so we can do a live broadcast here. So we are, seriously speaking, folks, that's really important for us to get this together. And we've had the weather has not cooperated. So next weekend, I'm hoping the weather systems will be clear. And my goal is, I'm saying right now, we are planning to do something next Saturday night. And if there's any changes, this will be Lyman Orchards in Connecticut. We'll meet at 8 o'clock or 7:38 or before 8 o'clock at Lyman Orchards at a specific location. I'm going to watch the weather forecast Sunday for next Saturday and if we see it's clear, I'll make an official video. I'll put the posting on Facebook, and right here you'll have a posting as well.
Grace, you're going to have to go drag him out of the house for that CE5. Even if the weather's a little leery, you better get him there.
I'm telling you, it's been wicked over here, though.
Maybe bring 2 gallons of apple cider. 2 gallons.
What we're going to do is go down to James's home with our New England group and just knock on his door one day when he least expects it.
I would love that. Listen, we have parties in my house. We could accommodate 60 people. So let's do it. We can have a great party out here.
That sounds great.
That might just happen one day, James. You never know.
Can we do the meet and greet at your house?
We could. We could do it right here. Everybody fly into Tampa.
I think we should organize
My wife would be so pissed.
She would.
She would be like, "You got all your tinfoil hat wearing friends here." She's like, "Look at you, all you in my house."
Commander,
but she is a great host. She is a great host.
I'm sure
she's got a big catering company.
Commander, I think that we should try to we should look for a venue and we should do a meet and greet. We should get a booth.
Yeah. I think I will put you in charge of doing that because I have so much stuff I do already. I
will do it. So, so down the rabbit hole, would you come up if we did it up here?
Oh no! You said wait! You just said you all were coming down to the rabbit hole. We don't go up.
Cooled off a little bit though.
No. Listen, in fact,
come up and there's try cider up here.
We've got a haunted house. There's this place a few counties north of us. It's one of the most haunted houses in America, and every year it's called the May Stringer House.
Wow!
And every year my company sponsors a room, and we actually do a haunted house in the haunted house. But I'm telling you this because one of the days of the events, we do it for 2 weeks straight. We have a metaphysical day, and that's when we go out there and put all of our tinfoil hat friends together.
You do your paranormal investigation stuff?
Well, no. I don't get involved with the paranormal investigation. That's too much bad juju for me.
I don't like that either, actually. I have friends who do that.
We get to have a fun time. So I'm saying, everybody come down end of October.
James, come on up to Connecticut.
We'll have to find a UFO, the venue, the correct venue.
Guys, we can do a group of 50 of us on a cruise and get a great discount and have a commander cruise to the Caribbean.
Yeah, I know people that do that.
Dude,
actually,
that would be such an amazing show. Can you imagine the cruise liner out in the middle of the freaking ocean and nothing but space?
And just big crap just comes over the ship.
Everybody like, what is going on? And we're over here just vibing away like, what?
No, we'll have the underground, all the underground ships raising
up. The USOs will be coming up. You guaranteed. We'll be in the Bermuda Triangle, and the ships will come through. Guaranteed. Right?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was going to say earlier with Friends with Fairies, I was getting it was interesting about Golden Spirit. What you were talking about was extremely accurate because when you make contact, and even Commander said it, when you make contact with, if you're doing contact with people who are on the other side, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead. I think
she
muted herself. They muted her.
I think you froze. You didn't mute yourself, Grace, did you?
Maybe she froze. Maybe she got disconnected.
She just froze. Grace, what did you just froze? Go ahead.
Maybe she got disconnected.
Grace, what did you just froze? That's really
now there's a bad echo.
Grace, are you there? Hey, Grace, I'm gonna disconnect you and reconnect you. Hold on a minute. We're gonna take you off and bring you back on. Hold on a minute. I think there's some really weird stuff happening here. Grace, come back on.
Mom? Somebody's mom is in the chat?
Okay, we're gonna bring Grace back on here. So hopefully she will be with us.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, you sound much better. There was some weird stuff happening. Now we can hear you.
Oh, my daughter is in the Zazzy Creates is my daughter, Athena.
Oh, she's like, what the heck
She
does
goes,
she know about
Grace
your
is
truth
my
here?
mom. She just called me.
Does she know about you in here?
No.
Oh boy.
Really?
We really haven't had a chance to talk. Hey girl, what you
Well, I'm gonna
doing?
spill the beans.
She's
And is
Your
going,
she?
mom,
Mom,
your mom
I
is our
need
resident
you.
UFO news
And
anchor.
has Zazie had UFO experiences? Your daughter?
Athena, Azazi, have you had UFO encounters?
Yeah,
She
on
said,
camera.
"Oh
Yeah.
boy." Oh,
Zazie, this is the
mom, you gonna
UFO
go
show
tell them the
Encounters.
story again?
No, I didn't think so.
Yeah,
Okay, she's honest. She
no, I don't
says,
think so. She goes.
okay, that's the answer. That's all. That's all.
Did you
That's good.
know that your
Hey,
mom is channeling interdimensional beings to her garden at night?
and do you know your mom is famous because she's on Encounters, the UFO TV talk show here on TikTok, the number one talk
Scrolling.
show on social media. We're better than CNN. We're better than NBC. We're better than CBS. This is Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show. James is having a blitz of light going through him right now.
Oh God, your pictures are scrolling through TikTok. Mom? Mom? What is my mom doing? Who the hell is the commander?
Huh.
Oh, that's funny. That is so funny.
That's so
This
funny.
is great. We bring, not only do we bring the cosmic families together, we bring the biological families together on TikTok.
Yeah.
How great could that be?
And I missed it because I was too busy giving the talking the talk about, the Friends with Fairies. And I've always
Well,
You
talked.
gotta finish. You were about to say something and
I
you
yeah,
was
we
cut
didn't get
out.
the
going
whole
to.
thing.
Yeah, you got
I was.
all cut off.
I know. I was starting to say that, you had. Listen, it's very important when you're making contact that you have to
Yeah.
be, peaceful contact. Number one, high
Hmm.
vibrational
Hmm.
contact is so important because when you're talking to any spirits on the other side, you don't know who you're talking to.
That's right.
You do not have control of that. And it's essential to use
No
discernment.
audio.
Who has no audio? Is that me
I don't
again?
know. You have
No,
audio. I
I
hear
can
you.
hear you.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, I have friends that do that for a living professionally. I won't say what they do, but and I've met many people over the years, especially doing the work I do, that it's hugely important that you have discernment and use caution when you're making contact or communication, and that's why it's
Right.
essential to use the app, use the CE5 app
You have to be
and
very
follow
disciplined
the
too.
instructions, follow commander's
Yeah.
instructions, stay with a group. Who knows what's happening with the interdimensional beings and these communications that she's having with these, friends of
Yeah.
fairies. I think so.
And
It's
the good,
super. Go
I
ahead.
think she knows that she has to send this person on their way, and she said it on the show. She knows what she's doing. She's gonna definitely do that. And when the person's sent on their way, the main thing is when you have situations like that and you're working with a higher dimensional ETs and everything, and then you're dealing with this, of course they want to communicate with you, have somebody to talk to, but they have to go and move forward. Once they get their information out to her, then they have to be willing to be at peace with that and just move forward so they can move on to, because they're stuck in between the beyond Earth time and beyond the next time. So they're like in a bowl that they can't get out of because they're stuck there right now.
Now,
So
Commander,
once,
did she say that she knew this person when he was alive?
No
she
clue.
didn't know him at
Oh,
all.
so
He chose to.
that's
No, she
why
just
I think.
started talking to her. Just showed up.
Listen, I think it's because she has all that contact going on at her property
Absolutely.
already.
Yeah,
So she's
Sure, yeah.
already like a beacon for that. I know Golden Spirit's new to us, but yeah, she lives on a property that is absolutely magical.
yeah, she's
And
got
I mean
portals
magical
open.
in the real sense of there are
And they're
fairies
positive.
and
They're very
earth
positive.
beings on her property. And as spirits are wandering, they're trying to
Absolutely.
find somebody that can. Oh, like she said, when the spirit realized that she could hear him, he was like,
Right,
"Oh shoot, let me go check this house out over here."
right.
So
Absolutely.
I don't think there's a nefariousness behind it, but I mean the poor guy's just
They're
stuck.
stuck. But
Well, it's
again, it goes back to
potentially.
And
the,
but it's funny that he is a whistleblower disclosure about UAPs,
yeah,
and he's going to her. I
sure.
mean, there is some synchronicity there.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a lot of
interesting. I
synchronicity
mean,
there.
some of the messages were profound that she was mentioning, but then it was mixed up. The signal was a little bit mixed up, so it was interesting, and I would love to hear more.
Yeah.
I
That's
know
a
it
Well,
sucks that we're like, hey, why don't you go ahead and make some contact with that possibly negative, low vibrational creature for
and
content?
I
But
want to just
hey,
jump in here as host of the
oh,
show for a minute. I'm reading some of the messages. Matt R. I got one experience. It looked like a skyscraper in the sky. It was so big it took up the horizon. He says it blocked out the moon and the stars. We got to bring Matt on here to describe the story
yeah,
here.
I want to hear this. I want to hear this, and I got to
yeah.
tell him something. After he tells his story, I want to tell him
If Matt
something
is
because
still
I've
here,
had,
Matt, are you still with us? If you're in the
if
comment
he's with
section,
us.
Matt, let us know. We'd like to have you on. And our previous guest, something about Starlink, Halluciaris, he was just on, who was eating the pancakes. I don't know about the Starlink in
Lewis
relation
Flores.
to, I think Matt or about her previously known. Matt or had a sighting that was pretty big, and we'd like to get him on here to talk about it. He might have disappeared on
Yeah,
us.
so there was a time when I was having a reoccurring message from ETs, and the image they were giving me was a large, bigger than a skyscraper. Imagine 10 skyscrapers together. That that is what I was picturing, and it covered out the skies and the moon. And this was this image that I keep getting in my head, and it was always like when we have mass first contacts, it's going to be this big spire that comes out of the sky and just lands. And me being in Florida, I'll be able to see it. If it was over Washington D.C., I'd be able to see it because it would be that
Right,
big.
right.
So
Yeah,
I
because
wonder
it's
if
slowed down.
he saw something like that.
Oh,
Well, Matt R said he's going to another night come
Oh, he's
on.
in
He's
bed.
getting ready to go to
Yeah,
sleep. So Matt R will be on Sunday night. If you're on Sunday night on the Encounters, this is our late night talk show. Or if you want to, Matt R, call me tomorrow on my radio show at wesufm.org. We're on the East Coast, so we go on at 11:30, 12:15 p.m. Eastern. We'll take listener phone calls from people all over the world regarding their UFO sightings, visitations, and so forth. So that's wesufm.org, Sunday mornings with myself, CmdrAleon, on the Cosmic Eye Ashtar Command radio show. Just to get
and you can
that out
listen
to you.
to it. You can listen to the show, and it's actually better if you listen to the radio show, through the website than watching it on TikTok,
Right.
because Commander's got such a beautiful radio voice.
Yeah, it's a good show. I've been doing the radio show for people on here. I've been doing radio for 20 years. Again, for new people here, I am originally from Mars. I'm fully awakened, fully activated. I'm like a cosmic book. I've had a contact experience back in the mid-'60s when I was a kid with human ETs that were beautiful beings, men, women, and children, on a saucer-shaped craft that I looked out my window on the second floor of a house, and they sent me nothing but love. And so I remember those people or beings since I was a kid. And those are the kind of things that you never forget when you have that. So I'm here on mission to do media. I did intergalactic communications. Before I came to Earth, I was an intergalactic communicator with the Ashtar Command off planet with different planetary systems. I took my abilities of that using Earth-based technologies to teach people what I do in many different levels to learn radio. My main interest on Earth was radio and TV. And so I learned broadcasting in college. And radio was the thing I gravitated to. I did TV broadcasting with the Intergalactic TV Network, which I created many years ago for a short period of time. And of course, now using TikTok, Encounters, the spiritual UFO talk show, right here. This is really important to me. And this is where we're bringing people together with a new concept of what a TV show is. We have a studio, we have an audience around the world. We talk about the spiritual implications of contact. We talk about your UFO sightings, visitations. So for me, we joke around a little bit here and we get lighthearted because we can be. But in terms of the subject, in terms of disclosure and telling people the truth, we're here to bust the matrix. We're here to bust everything, religion, everything that's on this earth, just bust it apart and bring it back to its organic state to the point where people are free, totally free and cosmically awakened to the point where billions of people will finally wake up to the truth that everything they've been taught on earth is not true. Everything they've been taught about how to live, how to work, how to survive is all based on a 3D limitation program. When the space people come here and contact does happen soon, there's going to be a different way of living. And I have to say that there's going to be a different way of living. And it's so important for me now on my radio show of 20 years, on my TikTok broadcast here on Encounters, to educate people, to tell people not to believe anything anybody tells you except that the stuff that comes within you. James knows this. Grace knows this. In my teachings here coming to Earth, you have a higher self. Don't go by what your mind tells you. Go by the higher self. It's within you. It's the inner guidance. You want to call it your spirit, your soul. The higher self has more ability to give you information if you were to tune into it than what you'll get on a documentary, on a website, or whatever. It's all within you. It's all within you. And you just have to do that connection and you'll see. And everybody gets different information from their higher self. You know, I don't channel anything. I don't believe in channels. I think a lot of that stuff is fluffy. And then some channels will ask me, why do you not believe in channels? Because it's your higher self giving you a fragment of information that's not always accurate. But if you want to get accurate information, tune into your cosmic self. You know, right? Tune into who you truly are. And go bypass your mind, go into your higher self, and you will understand all the things that are going on. You will. So that's really my key message. And we're getting up to about 1:30 almost. It's been a long night. I want to thank everybody here for being here. Please, what I also would say is, before we have last minute comments from my co-host and everybody here, I would like you to go to my Venmo account, CmdrAleon 2022. That's up in the corner. You see that little round blue. Press that. There's a link to my Cash App. Do the Venmo. If you have Venmo on your app, on your phone, Venmo me, whatever you wish, 5, 10, or 15. I leave that to your own unconditional spirit. If you are able to do TikTok gifting with your TikTok coins, do that now. Let's just have a little fun battle of the TikTok gifts. And anyone who wants to starting the battle, you start with the gifts you want to give, and that'll go into our general work that we do here. Become a subscriber. We have 28 of 100. Some people have forgotten they've lost their subscriptions. So I remind you, if you know who you are, resubscribe. We had at one point of 42. So people are losing subscriptions. I don't know how TikTok reminds them, but please get back and subscribing. You can do it monthly. You can do it for a month, whatever you wish to do. So let's do
Hey,
some gifting here.
we've got
Go ahead.
we've got something really important here.
Yes, I see it.
Very important.
Mm-hmm.
One universal love. She needs a blessing for her and her major sadness. And I am a person that cannot stand for sadness.
Yeah,
And you need to know that you are worthy of love. You are worthy of happiness. Whatever you're going through, the human
yeah.
experience that you're having right now,
Hmm.
um, we're all there with you. We all
And
feel
you know
it.
what?
Your
You're welcome.
sadness
Come up here.
is my sadness, and I'm going to send you some love and peace, and I'm going to let Commander do some more for you. Let's
Yeah.
bring
And
out. Let's
before we
bring him
go,
out.
I did promise everybody that I would show a crystal here. This is a apophyllite. I don't know if you can see it really too
Take
good,
your
but
green screen off,
well,
and
look at
let's
the
send
energy
her
coming in.
some.
Oh,
Let's
that's
send
the
her
green
a
screen.
blessing and send her
But
some love.
I'm going to do this here.
Universal love. What's your name so we could personalize this?
I'm just going to do a final crystal thing here. This is one of my other very high
Yeah,
powered
everyone's
crystals.
saying turn the green screen off so they can see it better.
Okay. Let me,
Veronica, we're here with you. We're
We love
We're
you. We
sending
lift
you
you
love.
up.
We're hugging. We're sending you cosmic hugs right now because we all know what it's like. That sadness, it can become overwhelming to the point where sometimes you don't know what to do or where to go or who to even talk to. And you're here with us right now, and we're all sending you love. And
yeah, we're
whatever
going to
you're
go.
going through, you're going to be able to persevere. Veronica is going to be victorious.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be the story. And I hope that the love and light that we're sending you, you can find it within yourself to manifest some happiness and love, because it is there, because peace and love is all around you. I am sending it right there. I'm right there next to you, and I'm hugging you, and I'm letting you know that this world, you're going to make it through it, and everything's going to be all right.
May I add, Veronica,
Okay. You
as
got
you
the
lay
screen.
down tonight, may your head rest on golden, loving, healing energy as your spirit rises to Creator and go home. May all of your worries, pain, and sadness melt away, and may you come back renewed, fresh, and ready to start a brand new day.
And
Absolutely.
I'm going to do something here. I'm going on a bigger screen here. I'm going to do here's all the colors coming. And
It's
again, folks, just so you know, I'm not doing anything. I'm not
Yeah,
making
let
colors
those
happen.
tears flow. Tears are crying is fine.
yeah, and
There's
that
nothing wrong with releasing it.
and those colors are healing colors. They're coming your way.
And Commander's going to
Okay, I
send you
want you
some
to
love
close your
now.
eyes on encounters. I'm going to do a blessing for you. We're going to take all the negative or all the things that are not allowing you to be happy. We're going to take that away. Just give me a second here. I don't have to do any rituals, but I think other people might feel the energies here. So we're going to do some things here. I work with the Christed levels of light. Only the last two, this is the second night this is happening. You're seeing like radiant colors coming out of my body. Not when you're in the room with me, you would not see this. This is coming over the screen. So this is this is an energy pattern that you can't see if you were sitting next to me. But on the screen, everybody's seeing this. Everybody's seeing this. And I'm getting that the energies are so strong that everybody's feeling the energies. When I go like this, it's affecting your cellular body. It'll affect your consciousness. So we're going to do a healing here real quickly. And if you're feeling anything, This is for you, but I am told everybody will feel it. One universal love. I work as a conduit with the Christ. So we're sending some energies. We're taking away all the sadness. All the sadness is going away. All the sadness will go away. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. And for folks coming in here saying, why is his hands like a neon color? This started happening last night on my TikTok. It's not TikTok. It's not technology. It's energy coming right out of me. One universal love. How do you feel? How do you feel? I'm laughing, or am I laughing and
You
crying, or
laughing, you
laughing?
crying, that's the best thing. Laughter's the best medicine.
Yes.
Sometimes you just need to laugh and start chuckling and realize that we have no control over this, the skin, the life, the world we live in. We have no control over what's around us. And we just gotta laugh because it's all crazy. We're all mad down here.
And what's happening like last night, my arms are, if I put it close enough, you see the colors coming out. But more
She's
in the
feeling
hand.
free. Veronica, that's what we wanted. That's all we needed, Veronica, to cheer you up a little bit. If that's all, if anything for the show tonight, no matter what happens, us making you smile and making you feel free, that's the best thing I've had happen on this show since I've started being on it. If we can just make one person feel love and one person take a sadness and turn it into a smile, damn, we're doing our job.
Okay.
Or
That
one
should be,
person, thank you for seeing how hard spiritually they've been doing their job.
when you go to
Yeah,
sleep
Because
tonight, one
you
universal
too.
love, when you go to sleep tonight, before you go to sleep, just close your eyes and ask for the cosmic Christ to be with you. Just say, Cosmic Christ, will you be with me? The cosmic Christ will be with you.
Whoa, look at
Reverend,
that.
thank you. Anouk, thank you.
It's a
This is part of my
beautiful.
mission work here, folks. You know, besides doing a UFO talk show, I also need to do the things like this when people are in that state.
We have to help each other heal, especially us people of love and light. We're gonna have those bad days. We're gonna have those days where we're feeling really human and not very love and light.
Yes.
And we
Cosmic
need that
Christ, can
cosmic
you please,
Christ. Yep,
stay
That's
with me?
right.
That's all you have to say.
And
Is
yep,
you,
Cosmic Christ, can you please stay with me?
that's
The
right. And
Cosmic
then,
Christ will stay with you as long as you wish.
that's right. And you can invite them
absolutely.
and him in
No, I'm
anytime.
gonna we notice everybody, and I know it's hard because sometimes the chat goes quick, but we try to really keep up with the chat. And if we see a friend in need, we are going to be there. We're like we said earlier, we are not just going to talk the talk. We're going to walk the walk, and
And
that's
we
how
already
we're
do.
going to change this world.
That
That's
is
how
the
we're going to
point.
change it.
Right on,
be
Truth
the
Fairies.
change
and
you wish
love
to see.
and no BS about it.
Where is the love?
Need to
That's
be
right.
Right
You know me. I'll
here.
start
experiencing.
singing.
Where is the love? It's right here.
Right on
It's
Encounters,
right there.
we do talk a lot. 90% of our show is really interviewing people, talking about disclosure. But when people on this show are in need of some help, part of when I'm not doing encounters, I've done lives where I do healing work on TikTok. I will start doing some more of those too. But I'm glad you were here because I want you're going to be healed of whatever's going on, and you're going to have a much higher understanding of who you are. You're going to also feel a sense of oneness and centered in your own frequency. You'll be able to now move forward in a completely different pattern of energy that's going to assist you and help you.
Remember, we all need somebody to lean on.
Yeah.
We do.
Yes. Thank you for the gifts, everybody. Ludwig, thank you for the gifts. Anybody else that wants to throw
Yes,
some
thank
gifts,
you.
please thank you. I want to thank everyone. Golden Spirit, thanks for being here. We're going to call an end to tonight's show, and I'm going to probably get some meditation and then go to sleep. I want to thank you all. I send my love to each of you. Please let everybody know about our show, Encounters, the spiritual UFO show on nightly, late nights here on TikTok, the number one talk show, UFO talk show, anywhere on cable, on social media, on internet, whatever you want to call it. This is the place to be. This is where you're going to get the information, and this is where the truth is going to come out. So take care, everybody. Have a good night. We'll catch you later. But remember, keep your eyes to the skies.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.